You like water?
I like water.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Yeah.
It's probably like...
I heard you need it.
Yeah, I've heard tell it's the most important beverage in the world.
Yeah. Like, you can go without food.
Yeah.
Water, that's a no-go. You die.
All jokes aside, I've been watching... Have you been watching Ludacris, the rapper?
No, yeah.
Okay, he has vowed that he will become the most hydrated celebrity of all time.
No.
He's obsessed with water.
All right.
He will rent a helicopter to fly himself out to a glacier, and then he'll scoop the water and drink it. Sir, I'm not kidding. You don't have to do that. Here's what you can do, and you can get the same water just as good as what Ludacris is spending his millions on.
Yep.
Guardian Water Services.
Yeah, you get the reverse osmosis system in your house.
It's right here.
Yeah,
I got it in my water bottle right here in front of me.
It's in my house, Daniel's house, in our studio. Sam got one.
Who?
Samantha Har.
Oh, yeah, you chased her off. You fired her. That's right. I forgot. Sexual assault.
No, just don't say that. Or don't ever even insinuate that on a goddamn sponsor commercial.
I believe it was a sexual assault. It wasn't. I was wrong.
Did you mention sexual assault in my commercial?
Actually, I take that back. I was wrong. I misremembered.
The reverse osmosis system basically turns the water that's coming into your house. It's not that good.
It's pretty bad.
It's compliant to government regulations.
But we all know.
But if you've been buying bottled water or whatever, look on the side. It says reverse osmosis. So you get the same water coming out of your tap.
Yep.
And then you can get it in your fridge ice, and also a complete conditioning system. So all the water coming into your house is conditioned.
Yeah, and they've been using and working with the Westinghouse Corporation for many, many years. And if there was if you needed another reason, they're just good people, and they help out the Yellow Brick Road Foundation. They do a lot of great charity work in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, look up a repipe. If it saves you from repiping your house, it could be worth the money easily.
Yeah.
It's GuardianWaterServices.com. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
That was bumpy. That was bumpy. I got to call it out.
Why do you have to call it out?
Because we are the most honest show on this radio station. It's warts and all radio. It's the way we've always done it. We've always done it.
But no one would have even caught it if you were just powered through.
They absolutely catch it. And you think they don't catch when our teeth whistle? Oh, they catch when our teeth whistle. I get emails.
Yeah, but why bring it up?
Do our guests? Any of our guests? Do your teeth ever whistle?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. And sometimes I have a syllabus S.
Yeah, my teeth lately. I think it's when you get older, your teeth start to whistle.
Throwing those dry S's.
Is that a sign of old age?
Oh, I brought Flint Mints for everybody before we get started.
That'll wet your whistle.
Right, I'm here for you, Tom.
In the case of whistling teeth,
the mints, the wet mints.
Yeah, the wet mints.
All right, I need a wet
I have it under
around.
good authority that Barack Obama uses these before he does speeches.
We need them.
Let me get
one
of those wet mints.
Yeah,
let's all apply.
Yeah. Well, let me say who's here. We do have our guest. We do have Joe from Fairville Megastore, and you brought some guests.
I so did.
Yeah, you brought some people in here. Tell me, who'd you bring in?
Okay, so one of my favorite things about actually being on y'all's show is the fact that I get to bring some of my favorite people with me, and these have become some of my favorite people. So we have, many of you guys know, we have a location. It's Secrets in Kissimmee, which is a lifestyle resort. Not only is it a lifestyle resort, can we just say premier?
Lifestyle.
They rolled out the red carpet for our team yesterday. We had a leadership meeting actually in Club Swingster, which is their destination dungeon.
All right, hold on, Joe.
Never make it to Club Swingster. Look me in the eyes. You look me in the eyes right now. You'll never make it to Club Swingster. You're not cut out for Club Swingster.
I love my life.
You're not Swingster material.
Everybody's Swingster material.
Take your tiny acorn ding dong and hit the bricks.
Listen,
in our own way.
Let's talk about the lifestyle because so Secrets Hideaway.
Yeah.
What's going on in there, Joe?
And that's double. I don't know if you know that, but that's double Secrets. Secrets Hideaway.
Yes.
That's a double secret.
We're hedging our bets.
That's not just
today.
one. It's a secret, and we hid the secret away. That's a double hidden secret.
Which is why we brought two people to talk about it.
Take your acorn ding dong and hit the bricks. You get the hell out of here.
I guess you could have called it Swingers Hideaway, but then that gives away the secret.
You're such an idiot.
Boys, there's plenty of room for an acorn ding dong.
There might be a room with one in it already.
You know
Don't fall into my trap.
Jordan, don't listen to him. He's
Any
crazy.
which way, we're solid at secrets, and you guys are always more than welcome to come chill with us.
fun.
Can you keep my secret that I had a hip replacement? I don't want
they
anyone
know
to know
because of Walker.
I want to go, and I want
your
no
diaper.
I want to go, and I want no one to know.
Well, we won't tell anybody else.
And I wrote a song about it. Here, I wrote a song.
We'll get him a blanket.
If you are
What happens on air stays on air.
I wrote a song. If you are handicapped and you still want to have sex.
Come on.
Because it's a big deal. I wrote a song for you, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Everybody quiet. This is a new song. Fairville Records. Here we go.
Handicapped people want to have sex too, just like the blacks and the whites and the Jews. Handicapped people get boners too. What has two wheels and is filled with goo? Me! I'm filled with goo!
Come on.
He's filled with goo.
No. Jordan, I told you to stop.
I like the jingle. I'm not going to lie. I'm in it.
He's not bad at that. Oh, I'm digging.
Me! I'm filled with goo.
All right. Okay.
We're at a really weird crossroad here, boys, because it just so happens Secret's Hideaway is looking for a new jingle, so we're going to have to...
Hold on.
I'm sorry. The planets have aligned.
There's a man yelling at the end, yeah.
So,
There's a man screaming at the very end.
This has gotten too crazy.
4 minutes in, I'm so excited.
So, Joe, first I apologize. Second,
I don't even know what that
No
was.
need. I love it.
back to the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So,
Which handicapped people are
tell
part
me,
of?
no.
They definitely are.
Tell me about the lifestyle in Secrets. Is it a clubhouse?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you my side of
Tree
Secrets.
house.
And then I'm going to introduce you to the inside of Secrets.
Now pull
right?
the rope swing up.
So how we know
No
it,
girls allowed. This is butts only tonight, baby.
giving new,
I don't even know how you get your
new
senses out,
definition to get bent. Okay, so we have a location in Secrets Hideaway, which we have for about 20 years. It's an amazing partnership because they support. Are you guys familiar with hedonism in Jamaica?
I went there.
Yeah, we have both been
Yeah, we
there.
have both
Did you
been
know that we
Yeah.
have something comparable in Kissimmee, 45 minutes away?
What? Kissimmee hedonism.
My pop-up knew it was coming. He told me.
My dad said that one day there will be a Kissimmee hedonism.
But he thought it would have to do with a lot more Puerto Ricans.
hey.
You guys are on a roll.
I'm half Puerto Rican. No, I'm just saying, that was my pop-up belief.
My last name was Rivera at one point in my
All
life.
in under 6 minutes.
I'm telling you.
We go quick. We go quick in it.
Show it's the gas.
We only have 20. We only have 20.
We're catching up.
So,
All right,
Kissimmee hedonism.
So here's what I did. So we have a location there. We want to support anyone and everyone, and we love the idea that we can support Central Florida in such a way.
Yep.
So, to make it really fun and exciting, over the last year, this is the promo team for Secrets. Jess and Jordan, are they the cutest thing you've ever seen your whole entire life?
Aww.
And they work a pool party like nobody you've ever seen. And so I wanted them to come and kind of share the inside secrets of Secrets.
The inner scoop, eh?
Right,
Okay, all right. So, how do you
You've been
even...
dreaming of this day. I won't even.
You're
I'm not even
welcome,
going to
Tom.
say any jokes or anything. I'm just going to.
just-
going to sit back and let this be.
And before we get into it, I just want to explain
This is where you
myself.
ruin it. Why do you got to explain yourself?
No,
just let him explain it.
Because everybody assumes that I somehow am like obsessed with the swinger lifestyle.
I want y'all to
and
know this is a very typical conversation with anybody.
This guy-
a lot of ums and uhs.
This guy, all he does is complain about having no sex, and all he does is baby oil and bick his pubes. That's all he does. He's like the football player that never gets in the game.
No.
Always wearing the pads, always shaving his pads.
I'll get in once, like Rudy.
But there is a league minimum for pay, right?
Yeah,
There's a league minimum,
What
so
are you making?
he's cruising. He's cruising.
$23,000 a year.
I'll get in one time.
He's a high-paid arena football quarterback.
I'll sack it good like
I
Rudy
love it.
did. I'm sorry. So, how do you even get involved in Secrets? Is it a
good
membership? Do you just show up? Tell
I'm
us.
gonna give this to you guys.
Yeah, Jess, you know what? Why don't you hit this? How we kind of break down our membership and how we do our things.
Okay, sure. So we do have day and night passes, and then you do have to have a membership.
Okay.
So you can do a membership either like a 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year.
Day passes are for uggos, right?
No.
So now the coolest part
That's how
of
strip clubs work. That's an honest
Well, you're right.
question.
The coolest part of
that
day-
is an honest question. All strip clubs, day shift, night
come
shift.
on.
Yeah.
the day and night
That's
pass is a
strip
great
club.
way to kind of come on in and see a vibe without, like saying, okay, you might not be sure you even want to come back, which is a thing. And that's totally a real thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you might
yeah.
come in and be like, hey, this is my cup of tea, or it isn't. So we try to do a really
I want to
great...
come back.
Yeah, I already know I want to go.
That's usually what we're going for, right, Jess?
It's kind of like tacos. I already
for
know
you to
I
get a
want
room.
3 of
That's
them.
right. That's right. So continue with how we do our things.
So we definitely want y'all to just check it out because it is a little scary. You hear the word lifestyle, you're like, oh my gosh, what does that mean? Does that mean I have to get naked in front of people? Does that mean I have to have sex in front of people? Absolutely not. It's only if you want to. It's your journey. Maybe you just like to be naked. Maybe you just like to watch. We encourage all the things at Secrets Hideaway, and there's a place for you.
It's my journey, Tom. And you're not going to ruin it with your garbage.
Yeah.
If
Jordan,
I want to tie him up purple,
yeah.
I'm tying him up purple.
While Jess was talking, Jordan reached over and started caressing Jess's leg, and I'm like, oh my God, it's happening.
I've seen these on Pornhub.
It's happening.
I've seen this. It's a guy, because I got VPN. It's a guy who's doing a podcast, and then the porn stars are like, he's interviewing them while they're doing it. And he's like, how does that feel? I'm weird for asking you that, aren't I?
Okay.
You know what, guys? Actually, the coolest part about Jess and I, too, in addition to having this amazing job at Secrets, being able to work with an amazing team and literally being what we feel is like the Ellis Island of lifestyle, where we get so many diverse types of lifestylers.
I think it's exactly the same.
That's really what it is. Not that we're like the number one thing out there, but like we get so many people coming in so many different types of atmospheres.
Do you change your name when you reach the mainland? Right? You come home what will my sex lifestyle name be?
You can have an
was
alias.
Giovanni, but now I'm Hank.
This is a whole topic. There's a whole topic in the BDSM community called alters, and that's a huge. What you were just talking about is people do have an alter personality or persona.
What's
that
your
they
name,
kind
Tom?
of channel, and they.
Mine's a little weird. It's Watermelon Hopkins.
I'm Rumpelstiltskin.
Right, Rumpelstiltskin and Watermelon
Now, let me
Hopkins.
say,
we
both
sound
these
like
names-
racehorses.
Both the names are incredible, gentlemen. I think we should these are great names.
We're
Yeah, we
born
just
for
got
that.
up-leveled, right?
And
We're born for
I call Jordan Daddy.
That's right.
Hey, I knew that with the caress.
So what I was getting to, gentlemen, and Jess has kind of alluded to, is that in addition to us working together, we also are together. So as a
So
little
are
one-two
Tom
punch.
and I.
There you go.
Make up as a shot.
I had a feeling.
Podcast leading to a lot of
In
crazy
fact,
things,
as soon
boys.
as you're
you know
out
what I
the
mean?
door, it's 69 wild in here, man. It's crazy.
Do you record that, or is that extra?
Right,
In fact,
that's
we've-
membership only.
I don't know if you've known this, but we might have a record. We've 69 for 4 hours.
Oh my
That's why
goodness.
his hips are bad. So
Dude, I think we have 2 new stand-up comedians for our comedy
I know,
shows
seriously.
that we do.
Broke my hip.
Oh, we should do a podcast out there.
So you could just show up, and now who is there? Okay, but let's talk about because I've been to hedonism.
That's a great question too, because
Dwight Howard is
so officially at Secrets we all sign non-disclosure agreements. So we're actually as a business,
serious?
dead serious.
Absolutely.
So everybody who comes to us.
You think this is a game, man?
Why do you think
I
it's
want
called
to
Secret
slap your
Hideaway?
face. I want to slap your face and be
And
like,
the security is
what
on
the
point.
hell do you think this is, dude? You think this is some sort of amateur hour game?
Well, it's cool because
Secrets, dude.
Exactly, and one of the things that people don't realize is that we are a true private event. So when you do come to our property, although it is, it looks like a resort complex. It has all the rooms, everything. It is a true private event. So when you come through, we take this very, very seriously as far as privacy. People playing in a safe, consensual, and honest, play area where you all, if you're coming into our world to have a good time. Us, myself, Joe, Jess, extensions of Secrets Hideaway, we're on the lookout to make sure that this is just an amazing experience.
All jokes aside, it's like, that's the most important part is the privacy aspect of it. So,
Correct.
you could ruin everything by just not, taking that seriously.
Let's just walk through a scenario.
Sure.
So
Don't make it weird.
Let's
That's what I was going to say. We're being a douche.
Well, honestly,
bad behavior
you
can ruin
can
a
make
good
it
time.
as weird because to us, there's no.
Well, I'm
weird
not going to
anymore,
kink shame
So,
you. I won't kink shame you, I promise.
there ain't no weird in our life anymore.
Yeah.
So Jordan and Jess, so let's say me and my
But
wife.
someone could make it weird.
I'm not making it weird.
You're making it a little bit weird.
But it's our job to say there's no such thing.
I mean, the fact that you loosened your belt up before you started going into your
Yeah, Tom's weird as fun.
This guy's about to launch his penthouse forum across the bay.
I'm just awkward. I like comedy and chainsaws.
Comedy's back.
Back to Tom and his wife.
Comedy's back.
That's what I'll announce when I walk into Secret. So let's say I convince my wife to go to Secret.
I heard a tooth whistle, by the way. Point that out.
And maybe I get a day pass. Do I get that online? How does that work?
You get it at the gate.
Do I call?
You get it at the gate. It's just like a state park.
So you can do it online, absolutely. Just save your confirmation code and then show that when you come to the front desk. We also want to make sure everything's on the up and up, so we do check your driver's license, make sure you're good to go.
I have to have a valid driver's license.
You got to make sure that you're
You
got to at least appear like you're a decent human.
You
ladies and
take
gentlemen.
your toll-running acorn D out of here.
Yeah. What can I say? Like, if it is suspended, can I give you a valid reason why? And then maybe you accept me.
He's like, I swear it was just a parking ticket. It was just a parking ticket.
The high council. He wants to go before the high council and beg for.
Will a medical marijuana card work?
Oh my god! I want to pull this back just to say that there's no way that Fairvilla would be involved if this wasn't a high.
Right?
End.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
We're talking 20 years.
Right? I mean, yeah. Well, and when we started our partnership with them, it was not what it is now.
Oh, definitely.
We took a big step of faith with the James. We love them so much.
It was just a tent. It was just a tent and one man and a guitar.
But you're actually not wrong. Sales Highway is like about 15 years of repackaging what lifestyle was at the time, what we think it should be. And for a while, there really wasn't much direction because it was kind of tough to get a whole team of 50 or 60 people that are lifestyle minded that, hey, okay, I can get up there. Like, so
that
for myself as a DJ,
people. I'm reading between the lines. You had to get all the ugly old guys out of there so you guys could have some fun.
Hey, we got room for everybody.
Not necessarily. That place is so diverse and inclusive. It is an amazing spot to spend a weekend by the pool.
From 20-something-year-olds to 70-something-year-olds.
I'd watch that.
Everybody, body positivity.
I watch that now. I watch it live.
But think about it.
Yeah, I love Blue Pill Men, Old de Jure, Fix the Bike, No Money.
Yeah. It gives me hope for the future.
But there's also certain things that we think about too that we try to look at as a community and as secrets. Is that, hey, if you're coming in, you're let's say you're a DJ or you're a line cook or you're going to help us out with our front desk.
Amateur.
It's all great that you can jump in and kind of do these jobs, but now, hey, how's your heart? How's your head? Nice. Can you jump into the lifestyle frame?
You don't have the heart for anal, Tom.
And you might have somebody come up to you that is part of a throuple where they're actually married to
we know a throuple. We know a throuple. Yeah, and they thrive.
Right, they sure
do. Those people are killing it.
Hey, listen, the whole poly field and the whole poly topic.
Culture.
Yeah, it's popular now, right?
It's a very big thing.
You see it
now.
everywhere. I feel like, yeah.
So you're getting a little bit more than just the typical married couple or dating one-on-one kind of scenario at Secrets. It could be anything.
Is it a weird? Are we not weird because that's negative, and I don't want to make it negative.
No, you're good.
Is there like a almost like a sexual revolution or something going on right now? It seems like
ladies. What would you say to that?
Yeah. What would?
Because guys are just we're horny all the time.
I feel like there's a transparency. I think again that's one of the reasons why we have stepped to the forefront to remove the stigma of sex. Everyone is doing it. Let's have a good time doing it. Let's be healthy while we do it. Let's enjoy one another. Let's speak life into one another. Let's do it well. Let's not have it hurt. Let's do it till we're old. Let's do it while we're handicapped. Let's do it when we lose a leg. Mm-hmm. That's what we're trying to do here. I'll
play the song again if you want. So your scenario, you and Crystal get there.
Yes.
You walk into the main entrance.
Our lobby area.
You have your pass. You say, you greet everybody. I don't know. You probably go over, get a finger sandwich and a Sprite.
Do I put a name tag on?
No.
So we actually have wristbands that we put on everybody.
What was your name again?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Hello, I'm Rumple.
But the other cool part is so if you've never been there, we have days that are dedicated to our newer personnel, newbies. Yeah, exactly. Our newer people that come to Secrets. Those are usually our Wednesdays and our Thursdays. Our Thursday is technically our newbie night, and we encourage anybody who has never been in a lifestyle situation. Maybe you're curious. Maybe, hey, we've been married for 20 years and we want to spice up the relationship.
Sure,
it could be anything.
Yeah.
That's
me.
There you go. I'm just going to keep hitting categories. second. If I hit you with something, man, you just pick. That's it. That's the one.
That is you.
Yeah, it seems like almost some sort of sentence at this point.
Yeah.
Jail where it's like, if I can only find a doo-doo pipe to crawl out of, I'll be free.
Yep, that's one to show.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah, no, but I was saying, so Secrets Hideaway does a really good job of taking days like that and kind of embracing all the newbies and saying, hey, you're going to come out on these 2 days. We're going to show you all the ins and outs of our property, everything from Club Swingster, our amazing dungeon that we have on property, to our...
Hold on, a dungeon?
A BDSM, a true
That's
BDSM
what I was
dungeon.
talking about.
All right.
And it's a true one. This is like, you know, Seth Petrozelli has a true... real dojo.
Tom realizes that we need more than 20 minutes. He's like, we need more than 20 minutes on this topic.
This is a straight real dungeon, man. This is a traditional style.
Okay, so what's in the okay, well, this is back to me in the lobby. I'm in the lobby. I get my wristband.
You're shaking like a leaf.
We're getting excited for you.
That's it.
I have a couple drinks to, you know.
I don't know if they allow that.
Yeah, you're hanging out by the pool. You're grabbing a drink.
We encourage
There's
the
an
adult
amazing
beverages.
What are you
DJ.
drinking? What are you drinking?
There's a full bar. They have great food.
He's drinking a
Great
Bubba
food,
Gulp, like a huge Bubba Gulp of a White Russian. I mean, huge.
Put it this way, Tom. If you were to go on a retreat or vacation for the summer and saying, hey, I want to take the wife to Italy or Secrets, that's the kind of white glove service that we're looking to do. We're trying to take sex and elevate this bad boy. Yeah, dude.
You can
That's
go to
it.
Vienna.
I've been to
man.
Italy, not so good.
If we could white glove sex, I know it sounds crazy.
Ew, that's
it's
kinda-
like, yeah, right?
Why don't we go black
Right?
glove?
Well said.
Because we don't have to wash them as much.
You know, if we can make this more like Eyes Wide Shut and Key Party,
You love Eyes Wide Shut.
sexy.
No, the bird mask.
You know, like people.
Do you guys
get,
ever wear bird masks?
You can
Well, that's
wear-
what I was going to say. Is that the theme nights are? I know y'all like to dress up. So
It's
whether
Halloween
you're,
every weekend.
Whether you're into the lifestyle or not, it's an amazing place to wear that thing that you can't wear anything else. To look at what the theme. They got a Barbie night. What else is coming up?
I have a MAGA hat with a
What's this
with a
weekend?
Cabbage Patch weenie.
Yeah, we got coming
Find
up.
the right event, right?
So it's going to be Playful Pirates because we got Swing
Pirates.
Nation.
Playful pirates.
Parties that are rated R.
Yeah.
Come on, boys, let's go.
And I think
Let's
Freaky
go.
Tiki is one of the other ones
Cute.
for the upcoming.
Deck.
So
So you go get your outfit at Fairville.
Tom, think about it.
Where you're
Your
gonna
wife,
bring
probably
your wife.
being married, you know, she probably wants an excuse to get dressed up, maybe look
Oh,
good.
they're
Let's
so
go out
hot
on town.
together.
They did a
Every
goth thing.
weekend. This is an excuse for you to put on a costume. A sexy
loves
pair of heels.
costumes.
Ladies can dress up and just kind of.
Yeah.
That's when it all went
You know, it's-
south.
it's a lot of
when
fun.
you got rid of the costumes and tried to be a real businessman. That's when it all went south.
Well, speaking of that, I'd have to trick her to come here, and I'd be dressed in a suit because I'd tell her I have a business meeting with Mo. And you have to
Okay.
show up.
Yeah.
And
It's a Wall Street thing. We're good.
so okay, but let's say I'm in the lobby.
God, we've never gotten out of the lobby.
Tom's never
Yeah,
leaving
we've
the
been there
lobby.
for an hour.
He's
This
like
guy's been
peeking his
pacing
head
around
out.
in circles.
Like, go.
I order.
Why don't you have your wife pull one boob out and we'll just do a circle of the property in a golf cart?
I order a Sex on the Beach drink.
Amateur hour over here.
Tom, I'm really going to warp your mind real quick. If you're really a little nervous about it, we have the brand new Secrets Hideaway metaverse that we're dropping in a couple of weeks.
That's so good.
Yeah, you can put on
That,
VR.
you'll actually be able to put on your VR goggles.
Yeah.
You ain't got to leave, bro.
Oh,
you could,
I got that.
Yeah,
I got a
You can do
VR.
it from
Put
the
on your
comfort of home.
VR. Next thing you know, you
do this
take
right
a
at
ball
the
and I'm
house.
down there.
Have the wife come sit on the couch with you, bro, and you're there, you know?
So hold on, I can go VR into Secrets.
We will be able to
Yeah.
do this.
And
Yeah,
then
man.
you just talk to the.
We are going to be producing the first ever sexually charged metaverse that's out there. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Pretty crazy.
And then are
You can get out of the lobby finally.
Yeah, we got your back. We
Yeah,
got your
you
back.
walk-
Or you
walks
can bring
right
the
out.
party there, man. The party's in the lobby,
This
too.
is so lawnmower,
Okay.
man, and you're so awkward.
So okay, me and the wife are walking around the pool. Now what?
Digitally walking around the pool.
No. I like this is real life.
In real life.
They're in the
In
flesh
real
now.
time.
Now they're in the flesh,
And
Danny.
how? Okay, so you just start mingling with other people, and then is there any sort of? Do you get right to it? Like I find in business meetings, it's better that you tell some jokes up front and you talk some small talk, some sports or whatever. Then you get down to business.
How about that Russell
Small talk
Wilson
rocks.
grade?
And honestly, Tom, Joe and Jess are going to handle this. This is really, really great because there is kind of like a good way to kind of tackle secrets, and we talk about this all the time in our tours and with our newbies.
protocol.
So yeah. So like, if you girls want to hit that of like open
you
mind
bet,
and
man.
like kind
I
of like
love hearing it from
our
you.
honesty and how we have our pillars and stuff, like kind of what we base it on.
Yeah, so if you come in, let's say you come in on a Friday, and Fridays, I like to tell people, especially if it's your first time, maybe come a couple days before. It's the calm before the storm. You know what I mean? Get your feet a little
Makes
wet.
sense, yeah.
You know, dabble like
My feet.
Yeah, start with your feet.
I feel like your feet are in advance.
I was just saying, doing a saying.
Yeah.
We do have our
I've seen this
pillars.
before.
Well, you can start with your feet too because
It's like you're praying like a monkey with your thighs.
Okay, go ahead.
well, because a lot of cool things, you know, I mean, like I said, a lot of things happen in our pool. So maybe the feet's more comfortable first, and then you'll like. Maybe by the end of the weekend, your whole body's in there. Who knows?
All right, okay.
Well, and the best part about Secrets is that we're built on 3 pillars. You know, honesty, an open mind, and consent are really the 3 things. And before you even walk on a property at Secrets, whether you identify as a man, a woman, whatever your pronouns are, we got room for everybody. Those are the 3 pillars of Secrets Hideaway. So you know when you're coming into our private party, hey, you know, let me have that open mind and just, you know, try to say, hey, what's up? My name's Jordan. Where are you from? What's going on? Or, you know, I'm going to make sure I'm consensual with everything. You know, no, rubbing up on anybody I don't know. Let me make sure I'm asking somebody for permission first. Hey, what's going on, man? Listen, I find your wife very attractive. Do you guys want to hang out? And that's totally an open statement at Secrets.
Oh, that was pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. I see what you did
Well,
there.
just to be serious for a second, I imagine that the vetting process
Correct.
is to keep
Great word, by the way.
any weirdos out, and that would make people feel more comfortable. But like, hey, you know, you guys vet who is inside Secrets, so therefore you're not going to show up and you'd be scared. They're like, oh, there's a bunch of creepos around,
Right.
You know?
And we also hedge our bet as well, too. You know, not that it's bad, but and from a guy, too, I've been a single guy before. Sometimes, you know, the single men is where stuff gets a little foggy a little bit.
Sure,
so we take extra precaution on that end. It's not bad. Now, there are single guys that are in our community straight up. You know, we have guys that go by the name of Boston Joe and our homie Damon, who are amazing single men that come to our property.
And soon, Watermelon
as a
Hopkins.
single guy. But check this out, Dan. We only allow 10 single males on property per day.
Oh, my God.
And we're upping our price, too. So, you know, because we want to make
you gotta
sure
do like that Trump gold card
it's just
to
about,
get into the world.
It is just about $1,000 as a single guy.
You got to price it high.
to get on our property at certain times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we just want to make sure everyone feels comfortable,
Correct.
safe, and
this isn't to scare anybody off. This is just, hey, you know, between all of us, we know, guys, we know where the riffraff is. We know where the riffraff is. So we're just trying to keep.
must be slinging.
Yo, Boston Joe's gonna love. We shout him out on every show.
Shout out Boston
Every
Joe.
show. Big shout out to Boston Joe, dude.
Shout out to Boston.
What is he doing?
yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine.
I'll get him your email. Don't
Hey,
worry.
digital high five from Watermelon Hopkins.
Anyway, sorry. So now
We've done a lot of bad today. I feel like. Yeah.
and then just
let's talk about the dungeon for a second.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Jess, did you have one more thing you want to put a pin in that, right?
Zero, like for if it's your first time, we just tell people to come in with 0 expectations because you're bound to have a lot more fun. If you go in with expectations and then say it doesn't happen, then you're kind of like, am I going to go back or not? So,
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's
Just be chill.
The best stuff
Exactly.
happens organically.
correct.
Yeah, just chill.
Correct.
Go hang out.
Take only memories, leave only footprints.
Dude, I was a double book DJ. I was just a touring DJ that found Secrets by accident. And I literally loved it so much. I loved the lifestyle. I loved the idea of how everybody thought together as this other community that I was like, yo, I need to figure this out. I don't care. I used to live in New Jersey. And I'm out here now. And I met this girl from Wisconsin about 3 years ago. We've been dating. Like, I had no idea. My best friend in the whole world.
love story, man.
But if I didn't
But
find lifestyle or
it is.
any of that, I don't find any of this. I don't find this relationship.
Right, right.
I'm
Yes.
not, you know.
That's awesome.
Going after
Okay.
my career in a whole new way. It's crazy.
I've got a very insider question for you,
Please.
and you'll know the answer, but this may be nearly impossible to talk about on the radio.
God,
But
your eyebrows are going up. I mean, I don't even know what's happening.
Tom, I'm going to do everything in my power to answer this
What do
question.
you need me to
We're going
do?
to figure this out.
I'm here for you,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah, yeah,
We're going to figure this out. Should we all
And
hold
so-
hands? Let's all
Are you
hold
having
hands.
a heart attack right now?
Now, Jordan, you got to remember, we do air this on terrestrial radio,
Yes, sir.
even though I truly believe the FCC.
Oh, yeah.
Tom's giving me every opportunity
I mean, look,
to think about my answer right
they'll
now.
kick us out.
We
I like
know this is a tree falling in the woods with no one around.
I brought trained professionals. You're okay.
But
Right.
Jack will still kick us off the air
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he'll be like, I don't want to deal with
Yeah,
this
you don't
BS.
know what
Jack,
he
I got
might
you.
be-
I got you.
He
I
might
understand.
be giving up sweets for Lent or
cool,
something.
Jack.
He's in a bad mood. You don't know with him.
Yeah.
Because normally he's the nicest guy in the world, but you catch him on a bad day.
But I'm familiar with the lifestyle. I've seen a lot.
I wish you'd
of
stop saying that. You have
information.
no idea
But
about
throughout the
life.
years, I've asked a lot of questions.
You've never gotten out of the lobby.
This is the state forward, boys. So, I mean, like, you know.
But we've been talking about this for 20 years. I've been personally talking about it for 20 years
Yeah.
on the radio.
Yeah.
I've been, and then other people have told listeners that we've we know BDMs that are involved in this.
But have you ever?
Questions.
Have you ever?
No. Here's the question.
I'm just saying.
Here's the
Ronnie. His name's not Ronnie. Here's the question, Ronnie.
I'll be whoever you want. I'm excited.
Yeah.
George,
We're role playing here. We're role playing here. You're Ronnie.
So there's a thing in the lifestyle, right, where it involves a married couple, and then you bring in another person.
Sure.
It's usually the bull.
The bull?
Yeah. And everybody knows that.
I love the bull.
But then there's some people that are into a thing after that is called the
Dr.
cleanup.
Bob. The Dr. Bob?
No, not the Dr. Bob. It's called the cleanup. What was it called? Oh
my God, it's Dr. Bob. My God, are you talking about the cleanup? This is your wife speaking the crow. How dare you talk about the cleanup and the big bull?
And then with the cleanup, and then it seems to be in the research I've done that it's popular enough to be around a lot.
It's
right?
a demasculizing Kiss the Ring scenario.
So then I'm wondering, like, is this a very popular
there's
kind
a lot
of
of
thing?
men that like to be humiliated?
Not the
I think there are, yeah.
Tom,
I think that's a real kink, and I'm not shaming. I think that's a thing.
You hit the nail on the head, Dan, and what you're relating to is...
I'm ready to go to Secrets. It's just I'll never go there because my wife. But I'm ready.
It's one of the many kinks
Yeah.
of Secrets Hideaway. What we found, Jess, myself, Joe too, obviously over the years, is that the kinks of Secrets, that's where the fun is. That's where you see somebody's true brain and their heart and kind of like what
I see your brain, Dr. Bob.
Yeah.
And I see you eating it off the spoon.
You're unpacking people in such a cool way.
Intimate way.
Right?
Yeah.
In such an intimate way. And
and in a
crying.
safe space.
And crying. I'm beating him with a rubber chicken. He's crying. I see your true self.
That's exactly what it is. You get these people broken down to their true selves. And literally when that character, that kink or that excitement comes out, that's the real them.
I'm eating slop out of a coffin.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just that people are into different stuff. Like there's a show that's on Netflix right now called Bonding. I don't know if you ever saw this.
No, I haven't.
So there's a show called Bonding.
This guy's horny.
It's on Netflix right now. They're only about 15, 20-minute episodes. Now, the reason Netflix probably didn't go past season 2 is because the Bonding show did go there a little bit.
Yeah,
so it did,
yeah.
Right, Jess? So we've been watching this, and you could jump into it too a little bit. It's such a great show, and you see the weirdest. I don't want to say weird again because it's
kinks?
It is about kinks. It's about kinks. It's about pleasure. It's sexual. It's
things that push the boundaries.
Right? Like there's the guy who just likes being tickled, right? There's a tickle fetish. You could, tell him because it's
that's real. We sell a lot
for real,
of
for
those.
real.
See?
So what was the idea behind him?
So he, whatever he had growing up or something, that there was a dominatrix that literally the wife couldn't do it, so they hired a dominatrix to help fulfill this fetish. And
if you're listening out there, that's okay. If for some reason you can't fulfill a fetish or something for your significant other, that's what the DOMs are for. That's what the BDSM community is for. There's people out there that will help you fulfill this in a totally professional way, where it's not like, hey, don't cheat on me with my husband. It's not about that. It's about getting to that common goal together. How can we build as a couple and grow and figure this out? Because
it sounds like you need to work on what you have at your house first to get to the point so you can get to the lobby.
What a great comment, though.
Said.
What a great comment. Dan, you're spitting such lifestyle truth.
Because I'm ready, man.
If you're taking any sort of...
save the marriage.
What if your wife is like, I'm not letting no one stomp him?
Yeah. You can go there if you want to, but when you get
she
back,
won't let me go.
I'll be gone with the boys.
Well, we talk about this all the time, Jess, about the consent and just an open mind to get into these situations, right?
Absolutely. And maybe you're not ready
I
to
will
come to
tell
Club
your
Secret.
sons that you like to have your testicles stomped, and I will say it in front of their teacher in the bus loop. Don't mess with me, Van.
I was wondering.
That's me playing.
I was wondering who the color
That's
was on this show when I walked in. I'm like, ooh, who's going to be the color?
Did that rattle you?
Dan, put that to bed.
I played Crystal. No, I thought I did a good job.
It's all to bed on that.
So then, what's the first step to signing up?
I know this answer, and the first step would be talk it out with your partner or someone you want to bring, because the rarity of you going as a single guy is probably a 0 unless you're extraordinary. Yeah. So I would say if you're my age and you got a wife, lay the ground rules. Second thing you want to do, were you not listening to her? You got to go on a Wednesday and kind of scope it out. walk around, look around, say,
or Thursday.
Yeah,
great
maybe
time to start.
I'll just unzip and maybe pull one testy out. I'm walking around the hot tub with one testy
See if
out.
anybody notices, you know?
Yeah,
and then go from there.
See how I feel. See how it feels with a little air on it.
Another non-joke is it seems like most people's first experience is the fact that it's way more normal than they thought, right?
Yeah.
Because even when they hedonism, it's a damn resort just like every other resort.
Crazy.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's nothing different than anything. And then obviously there's the nudity part and stuff, but you're just like, you're shocked by how normal it seems. It
almost evens everybody out, Tom. It's almost like, if you were to go to the mall and meet up with a friend, she might have her Louboutin shoes on and maybe the Fendi purse. When you show up at Secrets, everybody's in their birthday suit, so you get into great conversation. It's almost like you forget about all the other stuff, and then you're like, oh, wait a second, I didn't know you had that job, or
it's one
you worked there.
It's one of the reasons why educational institutions use uniforms to try and even everybody out. I started a school.
This is our school uniform.
For kids, and everybody was naked, but it did fail horribly. It's like,
that's how we do it.
It's terrible.
Body adornment.
I didn't think it out.
Speaking of nude, hedonism, when I went there was what seemed to be an armed Jamaican man standing in the front of the nude section. Forced me to get nude.
Jess met that guy too.
Definitely met that guy.
And then I had to pull my baby.
Pull your pants down,
Acorn. No, sir.
And I was like,
he's like, socks too.
The Acorn, man.
You know, young I looked at 21. I look like
Take off your pants, man.
A 16-year-old rosacea-faced boy. and I pulled my
but he meant business. He was not playing around.
Not 12-year-olds.
You better get those clothes off.
And I pulled them down and I walked out.
I say, did you leave them there or did you take them with you?
No, I think there was some sort of cubby that I put them in.
Don't put them in the cubby. No, you didn't fold them either. You stuffed them.
All right. So, is there any events coming up that people should know about?
Yeah, so we have Swing Nation coming up.
That's right, in 2 weekends, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be, that's the 4th through the 6th.
Swing Nation is their
Swinger.
Ninja Warrior Corps.
That's right.
Swinger
it's the American Ninja Warrior of...
what is Swing Nation? What is that? Is that just like a celebration of like...
So it's actually, I apologize, it's Swinger Society, but Swing Nation is under that umbrella.
Correct.
And they actually, it's Dan and Lacey. They are out of...
it's the Midwest area, yep. And they also, so they have an amazing group that takes over our property. So when we have these takeovers, we have lifestyle groups that come in from all over the country and all over the world on designated weekends to where they've booked out our hotel property. So that's why I said in the beginning of the show, we're kind of like the Ellis Islands.
You guys are a destination.
Yeah,
that's great.
Absolutely.
Correct. So it could be anything. So this group specifically enjoys the art of swinging and being that part of the lifestyle, you know what I mean? This lifestyle term kind of encompasses all these different divisions, and swinging is obviously a huge one of it. So consensually, this is probably one of the biggest swinger parties and swinger weekends at Secrets.
You're born for this, T.
Last insider question, because my wife literally asked me this. She knows about, what hot wife is and the cuckold.
There you go. A couple of terms flowing out.
Look at you. That's impressive.
There's a thing called breeding too, which it's a weird. It's just like it involves.
On the next show, we're gonna get Tom to stop talking like he doesn't talk like this. We're gonna get the arms down.
He's very uncomfortable right now because you don't understand how horny he is. He's about to tear this room apart.
But he asked for it.
But then she asked me, she's like, are there women that like to watch their men with other women? And I'm like, yes, that's a thing. And she's like, no, she can't even wrap her head around it because she's so jealous of every. She's like, I can't even understand that. I'm like, and she's
why
like,
don't you try it?
Well, and she's like, that can't be popular. And I'm like, probably not as much, but percentage wise.
So Tom, I'll give you a term. Jess likes to say all the time, sometimes, that she's bisituational in certain stuff. So can you explain that to Tom, since he was just talking about?
I know what that means.
If you just in case we didn't have you already here this morning, I want to see about But Jess uses that term all the time for us because it really is on a per basis thing. It's got to be a vibe. It's got to be an energy, right?
Everything, like I said, everything. You may go in being like, oh, That's why I say zero expectations is better. Because I'm going to go do this today. And then you're like...
I like that voice. Would you use that voice?
That's Wisconsin.
I'm going to go do this today.
That's Wisconsin. If you want to know what hooked me, that's the hook right there.
Where's my swing, eh?
Give me the Fargo wood chipper.
You got a don't you know in there.
Put it in there, don't you know?
But I would. It comes out. I can't. I don't.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just don't know.
Push it
out. Push it out, eh?
I am having a great time.
I can attest to that. So I just actually told Jordan on Saturday night. I was like, Jordan, I said, I might actually want to see you do things with this girl, and I might enjoy it.
You said that
literally 2 days ago.
Not to me.
She put it on the end of it too.
Tom, you got to come hang out with me, bro. I mean, look at this.
Party.
I'm like, this
Party
is great.
with him.
My
I
wife's
didn't even know this was happening.
Don't go in there. The bathroom stinks. That's what I hear.
We actually make sure they're squeaky clean, y'all.
Our bathrooms are great.
Their housekeeping is on
I want to
point.
see you with another woman. Maybe.
Don't go in there, the bathroom.
The coolest part about this is that these situations can happen anywhere. And again, finding the lifestyle and finding this pulse has made it all possible, which is cool. And the two of us, completely honest with each other. I find myself talking about so many things. I'm like, hey, babe, I'm going to go to the bathroom right now. And I'm like, it's crazy. Like, we're just talking about
tell
the
her
weirdest
that,
stuff.
Jordan. God.
And like, but it's cool. Like, there's
go drop off Dr. Bob.
right. But she needs to know when I'm going to be back. You know what I mean? I got to give her the proper amount of time, so she needs to know.
Well, you don't have to
But like
tell
I'm
her
saying,
everything, Jordan.
we find ourselves talking about a lot.
You're an
and when you-
oversharer. This guy,
Yeah,
we'll be
oversharing.
doing a
No.
business deal, and he'll have the guy on the hook, and he'll be like, just so you know, we're really cheating you. We're not giving you the value. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, she got the value. I worked that bathroom to the bone. So
How many people, this is my
We're good.
final serious question.
Okay.
How many people have you guys, would you say, and I'm not looking for, like, I'm not trying to
Sure.
go crazy. How many people would you say that you guys have actively been a part of? Like, we've been in a,
You asked for a body
we were in
personally.
a 17-person human
So
centipede.
I'll be perfectly honest. If you want to know something fun about us,
Yeah.
is that Jess and I literally, we don't participate in the lifestyle with other people often right now. There has to be a connection. There has to be some sort of an energy.
You should put on a show.
Well, so the cool part is we're having a great time learning
I
about
could
each
do
other
that.
and being in the life. So Jess used to be married before she met me,
Yep.
and was in the lifestyle with her ex-husband in a completely different way. So when when we got together, and the three of us are all very good friends. This is a whole thing, a whole other story, a
I
whole
know
other
what that
episode for
means,
y'all.
Jordan.
So we have a great time. He's living back in Wisconsin now,
Yep.
but it was just a different speed and something else that she needed at a point in her life where it was almost like I got tagged in. He's cool living in Wisconsin, doing his own thing, and we're enjoying kind of this new wave of lifestyle, BDSM community, the community of people we meet at Secrets, in other lifestyle properties. She's never really had somebody who's been all in lifestyle to kind of go there and get a little crazy and just have some fun.
With less
and-
restrictions, I'm guessing.
With less restrictions.
Because is it a place where if you don't have these things, these guidelines, these ideas like set forth before you go in, then maybe you end up with what you had before, which was restricting you and maybe a little possessive or weird or
And
could
some-
be. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
And you
but
might be
that can
coming
be a
into
problem,
the
right?
lifestyle to try to fix a problem where what you said before.
Right, like having
bringing-
a kid, the relationship's failing.
Bringing
People are like,
something
let's have
fresh.
a baby. You know, yeah.
Starting fresh in the lifestyle is really the way to go because you want to bring any issues in because then it's not the real thing. You know, it's
Right.
being based off something else.
Last question,
Sure.
insider question.
Yeah,
Does the
We've said this like 100 times.
Does
but it's
the-
fine. It's fine. I mean, we are almost out of time.
Does the bull know the husband's in the closet? Because I've always wondered that.
I was gonna ask that.
Because I've been like, why is that closet open a little bit and just shaking in there?
I see a red light blinking.
So most bulls, so there's two different ways you could do that. You might have a bull that talks with a couple and says, hey, we're going to have same room play. And then in that case, the husband's in the room either watching
But I
or
want him to talk like
participating.
Trump the whole time.
But there's also a
But those,
situation.
you negotiate all those.
Right,
You
that's all.
negotiate.
That's all in the negotiation. So there
Is
all
he
could
doing
also
a great
be a
job?
case.
I think he is. I think he's going to do it. Maybe he won't do it.
There could also be a case where they've negotiated the play to be in separate rooms. So it'd be like, hey, my husband is cool with us playing separately, and that's a thing.
Oh, that's
It's
way
a very
better.
real thing.
And then I get in there and I'm like, let me tell you about this bitch. And then we don't do anything. I just talk the whole time about how much I hate my wife.
That could be a kink. Maybe
Yeah.
your wife's into that. She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, make sure you talk a whole bunch of junk about me
Yeah.
in there. That could be a thing.
You just never know.
Let's throw out the website real quick so people know exactly where to go.
Sure,
Oh,
absolutely.
the chat room is intrigued. I mean, they
Yeah.
want to.
We will be back. I promise.
Yeah,
Whenever
they
the boys want us back
they
in the
wanna
show and
check
Joe
it
wants
out.
to bring us, we're in the house for whenever you guys want. But they can check everything out at secretsfl.com, right, babe?
And that gives you everything upcoming events, day passes, night passes, all that sort of
And
stuff.
Tom went night skiing over
and Tom, Dan, if y'all and your audience want to hear a little bit more about what we do, we actually have today our official Secrets Hideaway podcast that we do every Wednesday.
I'll subscribe
Jess
to
and I
that.
host that up, and that's every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern from the Secrets
Hell
Hideaway
yeah.
Facebook page. So we do
I
that
need
live.
a new podcast
And
to
don't
listen to.
worry
And
about going to
check it
Secrets
out.
unprepared, because once you get there, Fairvilla's in the lobby
Yep.
can dress you,
Yep.
get you your supplements, make sure you have all
And
the
Jess
things
and
that
Jordan
you
are there
toys
9
you may
times out of
want.
10 too. So you get this dream team hooking you up.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
So,
Right?
We take you under
We
our wing
got
and make sure
ya.
you guys have a good time. We set you up for success.
best
That's
time,
awesome.
best time.
Well,
This
thank
is
you
just
guys.
like the ski trip. You go to the shop, you rent your skis,
Yeah.
you get your day pass,
That's
you get
right.
your night pass.
And,
It's
and
just
if,
like
and
All in
skiing.
one
also,
spot.
Tom and Dan, if anybody else has questions or stuff they want to hit Jess and I up through you guys, whatever, we're
Yeah.
at Team Jess and Jordan on Instagram and Team Jess and Jordan Marshall on Facebook.
Well,
So
you guys are
can check
fun.
us
Hey,
out.
thanks
Thank
for
you.
being good
Thank
sports and
you.
letting us ask dumb questions
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
silly.
Always.
We
always.
really
Anytime you want to
appreciate
have us back for that, we're down. We love it.
100%.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Joe, thanks so much
Yeah,
again.
appreciate you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
All Fairvilla locations at fairvilla.com.
Yeah.
There's a ton of
Yes, sir.
them, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Hey.
So I have this theory,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought about it today on the way to work. So I'm sitting at
I
the
think you have the
stoplight,
most theories of anyone I know.
and well,
You're my theory guy.
I'd make an argument that this is a sound theory and it's correct.
Yeah. You think all your theories are correct, but I think especially this one. I feel it.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
this is the one.
So I am sitting at a light, and I see a homeless man, panhandler, walking up the
like
cars.
the Phil Collins song.
Yeah.
She calls out to the man on the street, "Sir, can you help me?" Remember that song?
Yeah. That's about a homeless man.
I don't know. It was either that or Phil Collins like choking a woman in a ravine.
All right,
There were a
okay.
lot of it floated around a lot of myths. It's either about a homeless man or Phil Collins killing a woman in a ravine.
So I see the panhandler walking up. He's got a sign that just says "hungry," and just like a lot of I need help.
Oh, did you
or
do the
whatever.
dad joke? Hi, hungry. I'm dad.
And I see him walking, and then as he's walking up, I'm like, oh, I've had this dollar sticking, peeking from my wallet. I just rarely
That's a
use
strip
dollars.
club peeking. That's a
Yeah.
peeking strip club dollar.
And I'm like, oh, I got a dollar. So I take the dollar out, roll my window down as he walks by. I do the two finger out, and then
Oh.
he comes over and he's
Hey,
like,
hey.
he's like, thanks, boss. He's like, God bless you.
Yeah.
And then I
like
give
that.
him-
They always call you something like
But-
boss or like, hey, big up, short king.
He was a white guy.
Oh, okay.
He was racist. He thinks
Sorry,
that.
well, you're racist for assuming that the voice I was doing. That's a new voice called White Guy Sounds Black.
So he looked. I saw it in his eyes. He was very appreciative.
Yeah.
and I believe he was.
Well,
And
people
this-
are giving less now, I think.
Yes, because they don't have dollars.
So you were a hero that day.
And this plays into it too. I think that panhandling is becoming harder and harder to do because people carry less cash with them. I think it's been happening for decades now,
Yeah.
and it continues to happen. People are going to a cashless society.
Oh, don't say that. People
What is it?
rattles people's bones.
No, but your phone, your watch, there's so many other ways to pay, tap to pay. It's COVID accelerated it. There's just less people carrying cash.
Even you. I mean, here is a earmarker. Even you use your watch to pay for stuff at Publix now. I'm just proud of you.
Yeah, it's just become easier, and as time goes by, people just adopt it. Less cash, so less money panhandlers make. So it's harder, and few and far between they get a dollar. So when they do get one, they're appreciative. And here comes my theory. So you've heard about inflation and how expensive things are. I know you don't pay attention to money.
Yeah. People are kicking things around.
But
Andrea said everything is 25% more expensive.
But everything is more expensive, and and I have noticed it. I don't bitch about it like other people do because there's nothing I could do about it. So it just is what it is. Like whatever,
you can bitch about it.
Whatever the gas is, but that doesn't do anything. That's emotional to me.
Right.
So it's like that unless I'm
Like
fixing it.
I won't complain, but I will put a sticker near the gas pump.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's my way.
An old man pointing at it.
Any man. It could be any. Like I just a picture of an old man pointing.
I just like blaming Obama. But anyway, so things are expensive. Eggs, I mean, you are all groceries, whatever. It just like even you go when we go to Publix every day, we don't walk out of there for less than $30 of like we get a 12-pack of LaCroix, our lunch or whatever. It's like we get $31.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's expensive, right? So
it is very expensive.
So the value of $1 has drastically decreased in our perception, right?
Sure.
Like, does $1 even mean anything to you? What can you buy for it?
I mean,
it's nothing.
I have a hard time saying it doesn't mean anything to me, but yes.
But it cannot purchase you.
Not much.
It purchases you very little nowadays, 2025, right?
Not much.
The value of $1 has gone significantly lower, right? And in perception, too, where it's like, do people still give their kids $1 for a tooth? I feel like it's gone up to $5 or whatever because of inflation.
I mean, we're at $5.
Yeah. I mean, like $1.
Most of my friends are 20. I mean, like people people show out.
I mean, I don't even think my sons would pick $1 up off the floor. But they just don't care.
Maisie definitely would.
But anyway, I'm just saying the dollar has decreased in what its buying power, right?
Sure.
But this homeless man was very grateful that I gave him $1.
Yeah.
It
seems like you got something out of that, too. I mean, I can see it in you. Yeah.
Well, just
like an exchange of energy here.
So, very grateful. And in fact, I believe just as grateful as a homeless man getting $1 20 years ago. Because
I say more.
Maybe even more because it happens less.
Yeah, that would be my argument because like when you said this and I started it and I said people are giving less now, I'm always driving up here on it's like I guess what is that? Is that 434 out by the airport? I'll be driving out here and it's just filled with these homeless men that walk the line. They walk through the traffic line, at the light. No one gives. No one. Not one. They just walk the line the whole time, and I'm like,
no one has $1.
Just give up. Don't even stand there. It's too dangerous. It's not even worth standing out there.
Oh, they don't care about danger. That's the one thing they don't care about.
Tough.
Well, it's just they are at the bottom.
It makes me very uncomfortable when you walk the line.
Yeah. I mean, if they get hit by a car, maybe parallel moves.
How often do that? How often does that happen?
Probably not that often. They're also agile. So
they do seem to jump quick. Like, woo-ha!
And if they get hit by the car, maybe some sort of financial windfall could happen. So it's not even that bad. Anyway, my whole point of this is it's never been a better value for $1.
Yeah.
For the feeling you get when you give a homeless man $1, because you feel like you're like, I'm a good guy. And he was super appreciative.
And for 1 second, you are.
And so it's not even myself. It's like he was legitimately appreciative, and I could tell in his eyes. And he said, "Thank you, God bless you." And I felt like he meant it. And that exchange,
I think they mean it.
That exchange of energy of that human being super appreciative of what I did, was only $1. Good value. That's all. Like it was like to pay $1, which can buy less than anything nowadays.
Better than a lap dance. I mean, a lap dance you normally get a minute and a half, and it's like it was $25 in my day.
Yeah. Like,
and you get like a minute. They don't give you the full song.
Like
I think $1 to the old man. He takes it, says God bless you.
Yeah.
And it's a meaningful God bless you. Yeah. I think I'd agree with you.
And so I'm saying it's never been a better value to give a homeless person $1 than right now.
Okay.
And
I like that. And so you want everyone to start doing this?
I'm just saying, try it out.
Yeah.
Because when you give $1, you're like, this. I'm giving them something that's worth nothing to me.
Over the course,
can't buy anything because inflation is so bad and like things are so expensive.
Yeah.
That this $1 can't buy anything.
Coins? Weren't we getting rid of pennies and?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we should have got rid of those.
Well, we were going to. That was in the news, I think like a month ago, and then it kind of like dried up.
Coins are nothing. Although if you give a homeless man coins, they will thank you. But I can see it's not.
I don't think that God bless you is a real God bless you on that one.
Yeah. The $1 still has the perceived value to them is higher than its even buying power.
Also, the fact that
drugs have gone up. Like I know they just want drugs, and so but they don't realize like that genuine thank you and God bless you is real at the time, even though they should realize that because of inflation and things are cost more, that when you give them $1, they should be like, that's it.
Well, they can't watch the news, right?
Well, I guess it's just it's emotional at the time because they've been walking so long.
Let me add to that.
Anything is good.
No. When they see the paper, I feel like just like
gambling.
They're like, could be a 5, could be a 10 at the dollar.
But they're not disappointed. They're actually thanking you.
At least it's not coins.
It is the best value in society right now.
Do they I think we have,
and and say it's not in a car scenario, and say it's in like a city type scenario where they come up to you, ask you for money.
Oh, we had that in Seattle where that guy was eating the fish in front of us.
For $1, they'll get away from you. Yeah. Which is a great value too.
Yeah.
Like if you told hey, you for the cost of only $1, a homeless man will stop bothering you. You're like, that's a great value.
Yeah.
I'd pay more. I'd pay $10 for that. But it only costs $1. That is an exceptional value.
You've had more interactions with homeless people than probably anyone I know. Good, bad, almost killed by them, giving them rides where they thought you were homeless as well. I mean, no, seriously, you've had a lot of homeless interactions.
Well, I'm just not worried. I'm not afraid of the homeless.
Especially now, they're weak now.
The
whole group, there was a time when they were very powerful. And what happened to them going digital? Remember, 10 years ago, everybody's like, oh, they're going to get Venmo, and they're going to have PayPal, never panned out.
It does.
Unintended with that, never panned out.
It does exist. Society refuses to give homeless people
We don't
money.
like to do it digitally?
Yeah, you don't get that exchange of energy. That exchange of energy is the value.
Phones? What if we did like an Apple Pay and you got to vibrate?
No, because the fact
haptic. What if I gave you a haptic vibrate?
The fact that
a haptic vibrate. No. I contend a haptic vibrate is a God bless you.
No.
It's the new God bless you.
The fact that
God bless you.
They have a phone eliminates your feeling of total
destitute. You want them
yes, yeah. Even though you probably, here's the thing. Probably it's like, oh, this person, is an addict. He needs some poison.
Yeah, definitely an addict.
And he's going to use that money. He's not
using it for his family. Even if his sign says that his family is stranded, there is no family.
Yeah. So it's like, and then, but the value of you kind of believing it could be true and giving them $1 and making yourself feel like you're super philanthropic.
Yeah.
And
did you only tell
nice
me about this, or did you tell Crystal to try and get a Heroes?
No, she gets mad at me. She's like, you're contributing to their addiction.
Oh, she doesn't give to the homeless people?
She does, but this is a nothing, because she's like, what $1 worth, give them $20.
What's better for society?
No.
Tipping the homeless people while you're in traffic, or tipping up the medical marijuana dispensary people? What's better for society?
Oh, the homeless. Well, the value is in the homeless.
Yeah.
Tipping the medical marijuana people $1, it gives me no joy.
Yeah, but I get suckered into doing it. They're like, we got to round this up and give you the change. I know why you're doing that.
You're putting stickers on.
I know why you're doing that.
Well, your job is not that hard. And then also your advice, I guess there's some value in but I never ask anybody for advice. I'm like, I know what I like. I know.
I know everything.
Yeah.
I'm Tom Van.
So maybe if they gave me some long, detailed, useful advice, I'll tip them, but I'm not going to tip them just for picking up my order and putting stickers on the jars.
Yeah, let me ask you
too easy of a job.
Let me ask you an AI question, since you're winging around the word value a lot. Even the chat room was talking about the value is in the homelessness. Okay, yeah. Then let's talk about the word value for a second. What is the value of a meme? And if the new model of ChatGPT, if it can just make a meme out of nothing, is that still a meme?
If it's an AI meme, this has been going on, I think, for a while, right?
Well, but this is something I've never seen before. Okay, so for instance, if you wanted to make a meme about, let's say, giving $1 to a homeless guy, right? You could go to Google image search and you'd search Steve Carell, The Office. You'd pull up a funny picture of, let's say, Prison Mike or something, and then you'd write what you want in a meme maker, then you'd send it to your friend, right?
Yeah.
But what I mean is, now you can describe to ChatGPT what meme you want, and it'll create the picture of Steve Carell. It's not even a real picture of him.
Yeah.
Is that even that's a nothing then, right?
Well, that's the same thing with the songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I'm done with it today. I think I'm done with it. After seeing the meme, I'm like, I don't know. Nothing has value anymore.
Yeah, well, once a computer can then puke out 100,000 a day, and then one of those 100,000 will become viral, and then it's just like, just keep doing it, and then 10,000 different generators are doing it, and then it's just fills the internet with you don't know what's real. Yeah, that's the dead internet theory.
It's there. We're there.
I mean, and then people just.
Because it even asked me. I was like just doing something. And then ChatGPT was like just organizing. Actually, I was organizing. You and I were organizing some changes we would make on the website. And at the end of it, it was like, do you want me to make a meme out of this? And I'm like, okay.
The same thing's going to happen with Reels. It used to take some effort to make a reel, right?
There was like creativity and thought put into it.
That's
why I don't adhere to those things that take your show and pull the best pieces and then throw all the videos out on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah,
weird.
Well, what happens is that takes the jobs of the Melissas of the world,
and it's not as good. It's never as good.
It's not, but it's free,
right?
So it's like, if you're a business, you're like, okay, and especially if you don't have the money to pay a Melissa, a human, to do it, which most people don't, then they're going to just go that route, and then it just devalues everything because it's just a bunch of little clips. No one wants to see them anymore. Once there's a million of them, and you're just like, okay, you just keep scrolling. I don't know, but you're right with the memes.
I just had never thought about that. It's very weird to think that we went from a place of like, the infamous meme where it's like guy walking with girl and he's turning around and looking at other girl walking by him.
Yeah.
Like you can create that. Like it's
and then you put a little funny thing out.
But it looks exactly like it. It's just a little bit different. I don't know why that's like fracturing something within my brain, but it is. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah, it's just taking what used to take some man hours to do and making it zero. Well, same thing with the songs. It used to take a lot of effort to put together a song. And then the value of that, like, wow, someone recorded this with real instruments. They learned how to play an instrument. Like all these things. Like we're talking about 10,000 hours, even if you started with just learning to play guitar all the way to a guitar song with vocals and recording. Like we used to have to go and pay in the 90s $1,000 an hour to record, to go in a recording studio with your band and then like record and have an engineer. You'd have to learn all the instruments. All that work.
It's time.
To 12 seconds.
Yeah. What we need is some AI healing. That's what I need, is to be able to heal my hip in 12 seconds. We have someone calling. Not that one. Let's see if they're here. Hey, thanks for calling A Corporate Time. Who's this?
It's Rob, man. What's up, guys?
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, man. Hey, real quick. This app is going to make me absolutely drive off a bridge. I'm sure you heard it a million times.
That was the goal. The goal was to make our app, the goal was to make our free app so bad that it drives our listeners crazy.
Rob, well, let's talk about this. Are you using it just for the BDM shows?
I'm using it for just about all of it. Right now, yes, I am on the BDM. Okay. That's correct.
Okay, so that's because if you're just using it to listen to AMT or ACT, you can go to your local app player on Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
or Google Podcasts or Spotify, and it works perfectly every time. The problem is...
But it's 95 cents a month. I want to listen to the BDM shows.
Yes, and we can help you with that.
Email me.
Yeah. If you're a current member, we will give you the RSS feed. You could put it into a third-party app like Podcast Addict, and you can listen to them perfectly.
Yeah,
okay?
I can get you. If you email me at dan@tomandan.com, I can get you up and running. Okay.
Hey, but listen, all jokes aside, I didn't even know you guys were going to answer. You guys are the best, man. You guys surprised me even answered. That's awesome. Appreciate y'all.
Well,
man.
we like answering. Well, we appreciate you listening, man. I'm sorry. We're working on the app, actually. Working on it this morning.
The problem is, as everybody knows that has ever tried to make an app, any business, this is why WWE dropped it, because they realized just let the app companies do it.
Let the big boys do it.
But to listen to the BDM shows, because it's behind a paywall, the only way to do it was through our app, and we're trying, and Matthew has been helping us, but when you have an Android phone,
he didn't need this.
It's always going to be a problem because it changes every time, so it'll never not be a problem with Android phones. Is that what you have?
Well, damn. No, I just was trying to get Tom to stutter, but he didn't stutter. So,
Okay, now.
Well, what the hell do you want, sir? No, stay on the line. What are you doing today? What do you do for a living?
I'm actually an operations manager for a landscape company.
All right.
So you're a landscaper. All right.
You don't have to say operations manager.
I'm the chief executive officer of Wacky Fun Parties.
Just say
100%. Yo, you guys are awesome, man. Keep it up, guys.
Hold on, let me talk to you about.
No, I like it when they can't hear us and then they just tell us we're awesome and hang up on us.
Are you?
No, go ahead. I'm not hanging up.
Okay, don't hang up.
All day.
Don't hang up.
Does the manager ride the lawnmower? Or,
yeah. Do you mow or do you sit in your truck in the air conditioning and write on the clipboard?
I'm actually writing on my clipboard in the air conditioning in the shade as we speak.
I knew it.
What are you writing? Hold on.
Yeah, he's writing. I hate Mexicans. Don't write that. Don't write that. That would be a horrible thing to write because that's your whole business. Don't write that. And I don't know what you're going to do in a couple of months because things are changing rapidly.
If I had a boss, I'd make my operations manager get out there and do something.
Yeah.
What are you writing? I need there's nothing to write.
I love pizza.
I have a bunch of clients. Get out there and mow their GD lawns.
Wow. You're mean, Tom.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Hold on,
flag that, Melissa. Flag that. Finally.
Hold on.
Finally,
No, I'm
it's
not
rising.
mean.
And yeah, you are mean.
No,
And
I'm
you
not.
Oh, you can't say that. He said you were mean.
No,
and this guy knows.
No, I know.
He's got a crew with a hot mops in the back of his car right now.
Yeah, no, I know blue collar managers. They're mean as hell to their employees.
No, it's different now. Everybody's a snowflake now.
No, they're not.
Everybody's weak.
They're not. They're mean as hell.
No, you're mean.
Yeah.
You're a mean person.
If you work in a blue collar,
that's why your sons don't want to do plants with you because you're mean.
No, they don't. They don't want to do plants.
This guy's drunk. This is a real landscaper.
So
you're hammered, aren't you? How many beers in are you?
What are you writing in the truck? There's no reason to write anything.
I mean, you have to create lists to keep the workers busy.
Lists? Take these branches, put them over there. Take these leaves, put them in a bag.
You go to the house and they do the same thing. The same house.
It's edge.
You mow and weed eat an edge.
You do
and
the
blow.
edge, and then you got to do the shrubs, and then maybe you rake the mulch in.
Well, Tom, you sound very experienced. Can I send you an application?
He's drunk. He's drunk.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you for calling.
BDM.
We appreciate you being a BDM. He's hammered. You didn't hear the slurring?
Yeah.
I can do that too. I can hold it together in a phone call to my wife for about 3 sentences, but at the end, I get too confident. I start letting my guard down. I start doing a little bit of that. I'll call Andrea. She's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Me and Tom, we're coming back from the West End Trading Company, and I'm trying to. I gotta drive him home. I gotta drive him home first. So let me get him home first, and then it's so hard to do it.
Comes
too.
in and out.
It's like the reception on an old TV.
Your brain.
But thank you for calling. That guy was good.
So is he just getting drunk in his truck?
Let me tell you something. You're not mean. And I shouldn't have said that. You have mean tendencies. You do have mean tendencies, but you're not mean. You don't have the spine to be mean. I've never seen you actually be mean.
Yeah.
You'll play around. You'll hard play. You're like a good hard play, like a dog. You're like a Doberman.
Like every landscape company I know, yes, there is a considered a manager or the higher up,
like a foreman.
Yeah, a foreman. But he's also doing work. He doesn't sit in his truck. He's out there, but he's usually doing the easiest job, like riding the lawnmower, zero turn. And the other, holding a weed eater blower.
Here in Baldwin, we have one guy that's like a tall guy.
But that's a bigger corporation.
And then he has a bunch of little minions. They're like smaller people in overalls, just like minions. And they all wear purple. You've seen them.
Yeah.
And they all dress in purple. And he's the main guy. And he'll point at stuff. And then they'll be like, and then they'll go do the thing. And they are.
That's more of a corporate landscaping. They're doing commercial, huge commercial. Like if you got the account for UCF. Like, some landscaper, like, you get higher up and you own a big company. You do, like, UCF, Baldwin Park, and, like, 15 other commercial.
You get some Rabotage under your belt.
And then you're making millions a year in revenue.
I used to know a guy. Remember, we knew a guy that did that.
Yeah.
How he made his money.
Yeah, I mean, you're rich, stupid rich.
Yeah.
The problem is finding the employees and keeping them. I don't know. Like, it's
a lot
funny.
of turnover in that.
I was at a birthday party and I talked to a guy that
you go to a lot of birthday parties.
He was a Wizards kid. He has too many kids, so he's a birthday party
every week. He's at a birthday party,
and I'm talking to one of his neighbors, and he during COVID, like he was in construction or something like that, and real estate, and then and not in COVID, sorry, but the damn housing recession in like 2009.
Yeah,
he had to change. He had to get a new job, so he started a landscaping company, and he's like, it was like he's like I liked plants and landscaping, and he's like the hardest part is getting the crews to show up, and big people wouldn't show up. People would have all these problems, and then you constantly had to call people off. Like
it's not like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it was just the managing the people were the hardest. He's like, keeping up the accounts are easy. It's like easy money because
doing
you
the work
set and
isn't
forget.
that hard. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, and then sometimes you get like actually design jobs and stuff, and then you put some plants and stuff. I'm like, I do that.
That was the thing when I was growing up at DeLand High.
The people.
There were a couple like dream jobs, and one of the ones that was winged around a lot, just in my generation. So I'll throw it out there for those of you that might be my age. 48, class of 94. One of the dream jobs that I'd say more than 3 men said in my class was golf course designer. Because you live in Florida and sports and the weather and golf, and these are kids I knew that were like relatively rich. These are the kids that like would surf, they played volleyball, and they played golf.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube because podcasts are now TV shows. Just search for us at Tom and Dan Live. Got a question for us? Same thing on all the socials. At Tom and Dan Live.
We just sent out another email to all BDMs about our BDM appreciation event.
I had some people reach out and say, hey, I don't know where mine is. If you have that problem, Dan at tomandan.com. I got a system. I can get you hooked up.
Yeah. So if you are an active BDM and you didn't get an invite to the party, just reach out, send us an email. We will get it 100%, and we'll fix it. We'll tell you where the party's at. It's no big deal. So if you are a BDM,
I haven't heard no big deal in a while. Like NBD.
Well, it's not like we're a giant corporation. We're like, I missed the boat. They'll never get back to me. Just send us an email. We'll get back to you.
You see me in traffic. Like, I didn't get my email. I'm like, all right, I'll send it to you.
So we got a weird job today.
You requested a punk rock Weird Job Wednesday theme song for this particular gentleman. I believe, if I remember correctly, his favorite band is Rise Against. Let's go with it. This is sight unseen. I haven't even heard these.
Okay.
These are just, I threw the lyrics at it. Let's see where it goes. Here we go. Punk rock on deck.
Don't wanna do a bit. He called a Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really liked it. Tom said that's bullshit. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money? And you sit up in your tower, looking down on all the people that are working by the hour. Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. I let it go. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Pretty good.
In a time when the AI song is having to do more to impress me, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. I like that it went a little out of the box and went for something that's like a little less Warped Tour and a little more like traditional, almost.
Yeah.
A little traditional punk rock. I like that.
So on today's Weird Job Wednesday, we're, not scraping the bottom of the barrel. I have to call out my friends for some favors.
I mean, you're dipping into the Miami Friends syndrome.
It is a weird job, but my buddy Turkey Legs on the line with us.
Hey.
How you doing, James?
what the hell are you guys doing with your life?
I don't know
what did I just witness?
We're not. I mean, it's certainly not a real job like what you have, right? Like what we're doing is literally like two children playing in a room all day.
Okay.
Oh, well, all right. First of all, Dan, how's your hip recovery doing?
I will tell you that I went into this maybe a little more confident. I went into it like Tom. I went into it like a Tom.
Like a real man.
I did. I went into it like no big deal. I'll be up and running. I'll tell you, James, it hurts really bad, man. It's bad, and I'm slow, and it's baby steps, but I'm getting there. Thank you for asking. I'm definitely.
Are they giving you any good pills?
No, they did not. They gave me 8. I had
that's
8 oxys. It lasted me one Saturday. It was awesome. It was a great Saturday. Other than that, it's been hell on earth.
We should start calling it an 8 oxy Saturday every time you have a good one.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, that's all they give you now. But hey, thanks for doing this, man. Now, I don't know if the listeners they've heard the name Turkey Leg and Mrs. Leg.
Hold on,
they've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
But is he getting? Are you getting in trouble?
I'm sitting on the forklift and somebody needs it.
Typical Turkey Leg. Resting in the forklift. No, but
I was trying to hide out here.
The listeners have heard Turkey Leg and Mrs. Leg a lot, but I don't know if they remember his job. In fact, that would be a good trivia question for those of you that follow the show since its inception. Because, Turkey Leg's been in my house, multiple houses, been on the show multiple times, been in our original studios.
Yeah, I have.
Do they know his job?
Known my buddy James since high school. Since 98?
They don't. People are guessing. Someone said BMX racer. Someone said drive.
BMX racer.
Drives a forklift. Forklift driver.
It's forklift driver's close.
Yeah. Someone said EMT.
James, what is your weird job?
Do I get to make one up, or are you on my actual?
I actually like your weird job. I think it's super cool.
I have been let's see. I'm a mechanic for a major American motorcycle company.
Yeah, American made.
I've said it.
And let me tell you something right now. If you're even thinking about buying one of those other bikes, 25% right on the top, coming right out of your ass. It's Liberation Day, mother effers, and we're taking it back.
So I
don't know what any of that means. I'm just regurgitating buzzwords.
So I saw James over this past weekend. We went camping down at Deerfield Beach, and I was making the joke with him that I went to Chef Pat's 20-year anniversary at Hollabox, right? Because he worked at Hollabox.
They rolled
20
out
years.
the whole restaurant to that guy.
and then I'm like, haven't you been working at as a Harley mechanic at the same dealership for 20 years? And James like 24 years. So I'm like, God damn,
almost a quarter century, dude.
And then now
that's impressive, dude.
So. Let's go back to MMI days because I can't even believe
it's explain what that is because, around here, when I was growing up, that was a career choice, seriously. Like, I have a lot of friends, I could name 7 different people that went to MMI.
Yeah, so...
I went to MMI when TC was in college at UCF. I think I'm 2 years ahead of TC, so, I was already, out of school. I'm not the college type, not the school type, so I went to MMI. You remember when I went to MMI, I lived in MMI dorms are 2-bedroom apartments that they put 4 guys in.
Yes.
And I used to live with a wizard who used to collect alligator heads and knives.
Yeah, I remember the old man wizard.
A lot of wizards in your life, Tom.
Yeah, he had a big wizard. The wizard? He had to have been in his 70s when I was living with him, and then he stayed in the other room. But I had a rotating cast of these weirdos. I'm sorry.
You're fine. And I like how he cursed. He goes. I had this wizard. I cursed.
What is that Harlem mechanics talk?
I like that actually. It builds the character more.
TC met some of these guys. I had one guy who I came home and he had moved all the furniture because he lost his pills and he was passed out with a half-lit joint in his mouth and all the furniture was in the middle of the room. He got kicked out for that. Then I had a father-son combo. The father was going to the boat part of MMI and he brought his son along, so his son slept on the couch and his name was Jack, but we called him Jack's son because he was Jack's son. And man, a bunch of weird guys. I used to just go to MMI, come home, change my clothes,
Hey, Turkey,
Yeah.
hold on one second, just before you move on to your schedule. So, am I right in hearing that you had a single dad that had a kid, and then the kid would just hang out in the apartment while the dad did his schooling?
Yeah, and he was like, the kid was like 22 years old.
Oh, okay.
And then he was married. He was married too, and his wife was out in Colorado, I think. Anyway, these guys would come. They would fail out of school. They'd get into drugs or whatever Florida would do, and some of them would finish, and some would leave. Anyway, I finished that, and
What
Came and
got
got a
you?
job here.
What got you into the motorcycle life? Were you always a motorcycle person? Were you always like
Well, me and TC grew up riding dirt bikes out here in South Florida. When I went to MMI, I took all like Japanese style classes, like Kawasaki, Yamaha, and I took one Harley class just because I was there. My old man was like, just take one class. I'd never ridden a motorcycle on a road before. And when I came down here to look for jobs, the facilities at the Harley-Davidson dealership were way, way above the Jap shops. I mean, I got AC, I got top-of-the-line stuff here. So I took the job with Harley, and the first time I ever rode... The first time I ever rode...
Hold on. I just want to protect your integrity
You
here.
just blew my beard off.
That's what they call them at the Harley shops. It's not, and it's has nothing to do with what
just like back in the times of war. You're like American GI, American GI. That's fine in times of war. And we are in some would say we're in an economic war.
Yeah, those Jap shops. I wasn't working no Jap shops.
Stop it. We are just move on. Move on.
So I took a job here. It's like it's the closest motorcycle dealership to my house, and I've been here for 24 years, man. And I've seen some crazy stuff happen here. I've seen fist fights between employees. I've seen one of the mechanics punch a manager and get it, and he got fired for that, but he got rehired like 6 months later.
Oh, that's like radio. In radio, you can get fired and rehired like literally a week later.
You just got to wait till that service manager who got punched gets fired, then you come back in.
There's no rules.
So, James, let's talk about, so throughout the 24 years, oftentimes when I see James down in Miami, he's got some sort of bandages on his hands because of all the injuries you get when you're a mechanic.
Physical job.
Punching cylinders and whatnot.
Tires exploding, whatever. So his fingers...
Oh, yeah. I blew my finger. I thought I blew it off, but I broke it beating a tire that wouldn't bead, and I put too much air in it, and it blew up like a... Oh boy, it went kaboom real good. and when I looked back, when I held my hand up, it had blown my middle finger behind my hand, so I thought I had lost my finger, but it was just bent backwards behind my hand.
Oh my God!
And that was a good little 4-month vacation as that healed.
Yeah, that's a stinger. Yeah, I'm feeling that now.
I've broken my toe. I dropped an exhaust pipe on my toe, but I was wearing like Chuck Taylors. And that was a hard lesson to learn that you got to wear the steel toes.
Do you have some dumb old timer tell you that you should have had your steel toes on?
Yeah, didn't wear my steel toes. I've been in 2 motorcycle accidents. One I pulled out in front of a bus and jumped off the motorcycle before the bus hit it.
Oh, that's the Tom. Tom says he can do that with any crash he's about to get into. He can jump off the bike and just walk to safety.
I remember that one where the truck ran over the motorcycle you were riding.
It was a bus. It was a county bus, and it was a big old black mama was like, "What the f*** you doing?" Like she was mad. I had the bike's like smoking off on the side of the road, and I'm like, what you doing, man? Thanking the Lord that I survived it, and she was just screaming at me like I pulled out right in front of her.
Oh my God, I miss you, dude. I haven't heard Turkey. I haven't seen Turkey. I missed the camping trip this year. I need some good laughs. I got a perpetual smile on my face now at your misery.
Well, Turkey Leg's fingers look like a bunch of witches' brooms,
like my mom's. You remember my mom's fingers?
Yeah.
They look like my mom.
Yeah.
My mom.
And after 20 years of being in motor oil, they're like kind of melt. The skin's kind of melting off of my fingers.
Yeah. Like some porn stars, they have a permanent in their butt crack. They have a permanent stainage, and you won't go away. You have like porn star stainage on your hands. My mom had gnarly hands too from playing organ for 40 years. When you're doing technical, what's the hardest part of your job, James? Like when you're working on stuff, is it diagnosing or is that all computers? Like what's
the hardest part of my job is dealing with people. be that coworkers or customers. My favorite part of the job is when no one bothers me, and it's just me and the motorcycle and my tools, and I'm just over there with my headset on, just working away.
Did you hear how he said that?
That's a good thing.
Did you hear? He said it in a very. He said it like he was romancing his tools. He's like, I'm over there with just me and my tool. Like I know what that feels like. It's like when I'm here editing, and I'm just.
Don't come and ask me some stupid question.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
he's
this.
Gotten grumpier, Tom. I would
he's my grumpiest friend.
Yeah, he is but I would like to say that he's always been your grumpiest friend, but now, like just having him on the show, he's got a lot to say. This is almost borderline. He needs a bit every week to rant about something he hates.
Oh, don't get me started, dude. I ranted with Tom I went on a hard rant with Tom at the last weekend last night.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Okay,
Listen, don't get him going on healthcare.
My bees were buzzing crazy.
Listen, all I know is 24 years of being a Harley mechanic, and he has never fixed a jet ski of mine, a dirt bike of mine.
Oh, I've seen you ask. I've literally seen you ask, and he's like, no.
Yeah. At least Fernando.
Bring me something fixable, man. Don't bring me
everything's fixable. Hold on.
He just called everything you own a bunch of junk. A bunch of junk.
Hard junk.
No.
This is why I love your friends, because they're on my team.
Yeah. Well,
you
guess
have
what?
a garage full of crap.
Well, guess what? Not all. James wants a brand new Harley, and then a brand new, brand new.
He's got the Surons, man.
But he wants a whole new engine rebuild straight from the factory. You just have to bolt it in, and sometimes you have to, you got
an old Craigslist you got to be renting on.
You have to start being creative with how you fix motorcycles.
Chat room loves Turkey Legs grumpiness. They're on his side.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Well, 24 years in the business, I know all the little tricks.
Yeah.
So,
The chat room is saying that you should never fix anything of Tom's, and you should stand on your business. Is what the chat room's saying.
I'm just saying. I would like, for instance, over this past weekend, Fernando's car wouldn't start, and then James gets over there, opens the hood. Look, I didn't see him taking apart the engine.
He's off the clock, man. He's off the clock.
He just spits at it. And he's like,
what kind of car?
Screwed.
What kind of car?
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know what kind of car it is. I don't know what kind of car.
American car. If it's not American, I'm not working on it.
Whatever's under the hood of that thing that Fernando's driving doesn't look like a motor.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying this. Now, don't get mad at me. I am saying this as Turkey Leg. I ain't working on no Jap car.
Yeah.
Said as Turkey Leg.
Yeah. I won't work on no Jap car.
I knew he would say it.
Stop. Let's talk about the average day of a Harley mechanic. So
I feel like there's a lot of booping involved. A lot of chain wallet on the floor of a bathroom.
That was back in the. I mean, Tom knows the stories. Back in the day when I first started, it was way different. I worked with a bunch of old school, like I'm going to say real biker guys, and we used to have a bathroom that had one stall and it had a solid door on it, and that's where people would go in and chug beers. And if you lifted up the first layer of paper towels in the trash can, there was 30 empty beer cans under the
big tall boys in there.
And I'm not really one for drinking on the job, but I used to go in there and take a power nap every now and then because you could lock yourself in the room. But then we had a service manager that caught wind of all that stuff, and he ripped the door off of the bathroom. So we didn't have a door on the bathroom for 2 years, so you couldn't chug beers or take power naps.
That's such a fantastic story. It almost trumps a lot of Weird Job Wednesdays. That's so good. Oh my god.
So what? Okay, and down in Miami, there's a popular thing with
you get the
Harleys.
You get the big
front tire.
I knew you were going to say this.
You get the big.
Yeah. I just rode one down the turnpike. They're called penny farthings.
It's popular here too, man. Don't act like it's not popular here.
Yeah, but in South Florida, it is crazy down there.
I'm not into it. It's not quite my style, but you know.
So what is that?
On it.
What is
what
that?
Is it?
Yeah.
What is it? I don't know. I guess people think it looks cool, but they put a 26, 25-inch front wheel on there, so it looks like a penny farthing, and a lot of them have air ride suspension that'll go up and down, which is just another. It's all aftermarket. It's not really something we try to get into a lot, but a lot of the bikes have them, so you just kind of deal with it.
Look how grumpy he is. I can hear it bubbling. Yeah. I can hear the grumpiness bubbling about it. It's like it's all after. When he said aftermarket.
I mean, all that air ride stuff is. I mean, if you could see this thing that I have on my lift, it's ridiculous. And the guy, down here in South Florida, we got a lot of people with a lot of money that the guys who like to spend money don't ride their bikes. And the guys that hold their wallets tight and don't spend any money will ride their bikes until the cords are sticking out of their tires.
Right.
So we got, these guys that have these penny farthing, $60,000 motorcycles. They never ride them, but they bring them in here once a year to change the batteries. And, my air ride's not working. I have 2 of those on my list that I'm kind of putting off till maybe they decide they want someone else to work on them or something. I don't know.
Oh, I like that. Putting off work until another mechanic picks it up. I wish I could do that here.
I learned that from other mechanics. Put that up.
I like that.
So, James, now, let's just say I lied about learning or being a mechanic.
Could be anything at this point.
And then I get a job at your dealership.
Totally possible. Totally possible.
Okay,
you don't even have to lie. You don't even have to lie. You can just say that you know what a motorcycle is.
So how could I get through just looking up YouTube videos? They have videos of Harley.
YouTube videos.
No, I'm just saying they have like complete videos you watch and it teaches you step by step how to take apart a motor and put it back on.
I did that on my scooter. Remember? YouTube videos.
A regular Joe off the street probably could, but if we're talking about specifically you, I have doubts.
Yeah, this guy knows.
You seen me one time when the Grizz moved out of his the place I was living.
Is
that when we broke the clutch hub on that dirt bike?
Yeah. We
jammed a screwdriver in there. Yeah.
We turned his room into a mechanic shop, and I put some dirt bikes in there. We put down green grass on the carpet, and then
so classy. You put down the rolled out.
Yeah.
And then we proceeded to break every part inside that dirt bike.
Well, we didn't have the right tools.
So you made a room to have a place to work on dirt bikes, and then you proceeded to roll out indoor, outdoor green carpet, and then break your dirt bike to pieces.
And you know what? I'm going to give myself credit because that was...
You always give yourself credit.
But that was brief.
For what, the green carpet?
No, I learned how to mess with my dirt bikes and my jet skis before YouTube when you have to...
Wow.
I was breaking stuff before people were videoing.
Okay.
And I just there's some books, and then I would just take it all apart, and then never put it back together.
That's what you did to my lawnmower. Turkey leg.
That's also not like a dig on a mechanic when you bring him a box of parts and he has trouble putting it back.
Turkey leg.
Give me a chance to take it apart.
He was still in this phase when I first met him, and he came over to my first house, which was our first studio. And he took my lawnmower apart, and then we couldn't get it back, fired up, or anything. And then he just left it, got in his truck, lit a cigarette, and drove away. And it's just me in my backyard with a lawnmower in parts.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. He's also cut his finger, putting his finger in the blades of the lawnmower.
You have accident.
No one ever. You kept that from me.
No, I cut the tendon, so I couldn't move my pinky.
You kept that from me. That's like your mom saying he used to eat soap.
Now when I asked Tom to come ride dirt bikes with me, he's like, "Oh, my hands," because years of holding a microphone podcasting has rendered his hands.
This guy's going after him.
I have carpal tunnel. It's a genetic disease.
He does have carpal tunnel.
And I can't ride. All Miami's just all rocks.
He does. He has carpal tunnel. And I have a gay pelvis.
Let's go ride some turkey leg. Every time I go down there, he's like, "Let's go riding." And I'm like, I feel nervous. You're riding around the streets of Miami like
it's a tough Miami Harley mechanic.
No, I'm just saying. He's like, no one cares out here. I'm like, no, you just ride through people's yards, and then we're riding down the 8th Street.
Yeah, my favorite is when Pudge almost killed himself. Am I not allowed to talk about that?
There's more important crime down here than around.
A couple of guys. You got Pudge and Turkey Leg flying around Miami on Suron electric motorcycles.
Yeah. My brother will never wear a shirt when he's riding that thing either.
I love it.
No shirt, no helmet.
That's Pudge power.
No shirt, no helmet.
Pudge power.
Dude, Daniel's hurt himself the most on that. You've heard the stories about that. He fainted one time, and the last one, he was riding around in sandals and stubbed his toe.
No.
And we got back to the house, and he fainted on top of me. I had to call my wife to lift him off of me.
Because he smashed his toe and he fainted because he was drunk?
Tell him about the part where the time where he knocked himself out and then he tried to run away and then just rode into the bushes.
Yeah, he fell down pretty easily. And I was kind of chuckling because it didn't look like anything serious. But I guess he you hit that funny bone in your elbow that like sends a shock through your whole body.
Yeah.
And he got up and he was on the bike and he's like, man, that really hurt. And I could tell he was kind of little birdies were flying around his head. And then he's like, all right, let's go. Turns the Suron on. And then I guess he fainted, but as he fainted, he grabbed a handful of throttle and launched himself into some bushes. I had to go dig him out of that.
My wife is joining us. Andrea says hello. She also says that she wants to remind everyone that Pudge is an Eagle Scout. He's a good patriot. He's a good American. Pudge he's literally a documented Eagle Scout. That's a hero in my eyes.
How did you and your brother become such real men? It doesn't make. We all grew up together.
Yeah, they're grumpy, and I love it. I'm here for it, man.
And your dad was a businessman. Your mom was a teacher.
Was your dad super grumpy?
That's what it was.
But he was just a businessman.
No, they were the opposite. They were totally the opposite. They were great, but I think that like my mom being a teacher, we always had to have good grades and always, I just didn't like school after high school came around. I couldn't do school anymore. Daniel's good at school, but why do you want to be stuck in a office or a podcasting studio all day? Get out there, man.
I want to be out of here. I
want to drink beers in the bathroom.
I want to unhitch my wagon from Tom Van.
Have you talked to Pudge about his job?
No, I have that on my schedule
He's hanging, in elevator shafts or whatever.
Yeah.
Does he get to pound beers in the elevator shafts?
No, they got no.
I don't know. He's in the union frowns upon that.
The union, they'll kick you out for the beers. Yeah.
100%.
All right.
I'm not union.
James, we got to get out of here.
Oh, that's one of my favorite ones. The chat room loved it. Everybody wants a James update. Like turkey leg. What's cooking with turkey leg?
Yeah. All here,
you
man.
give everybody a segment, and you're not going to give your grumpiest friend a grumpy segment on the show?
Well, no, they hear someone
once a month and have him call in. It's like, this guy brought in some penny farthing, this crappy Harley. It sucks. I'm working on it.
I can just record a rant, and I'll send it in.
Yeah, recorded rant by Turkey Leg.
Let's talk about my last question, because someone called me out for not asking anymore how much people make.
Really? They called you out for that?
So not you specifically, because I put out your business, but how much can a Harley mechanic make if he's really hustling? Not that you're doing that, because you're talking on the phone out.
Slamming beers.
Yeah.
Anywhere on the high end, like over 100, like just slightly over, and the guys starting off are probably making 50 or 60 maybe.
Yeah, like if you know what you're doing and you're good at it and you like it and you slide
that's
in.
Another thing. We don't get paid. Well, I don't get paid by the hour. Usually the guys the master mechanics just get paid by flat rate, which is you're billing the hours to the bike.
Yeah.
So we're expected to bill about 10 hours a day, and if work is here, that's not hard to do. But when the work dries up in the summertime, it gets too hot. I guess people stop riding. It can be hard to put a paycheck together. So,
interesting.
Thank God you didn't quit 10 years or 15 years ago when we started the podcast and business. I'm like, you should start your own mechanic business.
You're like, you should get out of there.
Get in a van and then do it all yourself. That would have been horrible. would have been real bad.
Did he try to lean on you and tell you to start a mobile mechanic business?
Yeah, but we all know not to listen to anything you talk about.
I know.
Not everybody knows that yet.
Yeah. I get a lot of crap.
Only my friends and people who know me.
Turkey Leg, I let him get it all out on the show, and I get a lot of crap from people saying, like, why do you let him say it? And I'm like, I have to. I care about him. I love him, man. He's my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Don't put up with that.
I do it. I have to put up with it.
All my friends are like, how do people listen to you? Why? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're like, I wouldn't listen to you.
But I don't know any other way. This is what I know.
Pudge listens. He knows. All right, James.
Pudge is the only one that listens. I just pay $4 a month for nothing.
Yeah. James has been asking to cancel his media account. I'm like, you do it. You have to do it yourself.
I'll do it.
Account for like 7 years. I don't know.
No, don't do it.
Man.
You know what? I'll cancel it.
No. Let it go. No,
I'll cancel it
No,
for you.
he owes me for never fixing nothing of mine.
And you know when you like, I've had like, ever since I signed up, I've had like 4 credit card frauds, and every time I get a new credit card, that reoccurring Tom and Dan thing stays on my
they
credit
fixed
card.
that years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, we love
That's
that.
the only reason we're in business.
Yeah, we love that. It can't be stopped now. No free will.
You got me good.
All right, James, get out of here.
Yeah, see you, buddy.
All right, man. I'll
Love
talk to you guys later.
Yeah, love to the family, man.
Get better, man. Get ready. Get better, Dan.
Thank you, dude. See ya.
All right.
Him, his family, Mrs. Legg, the children. Good guy. Love that guy. And Pudge.
Do you?
But they're different. I do. I miss them. Like, they're the most fun. They're some of the most fun. I don't want to say the most fun, people get their feelings hurt. But they're some of the most fun people. Pudge and his brother are hilarious. They're very funny.
All right.
And they'll get mad real easy when something goes wrong, and they'll complain about it and start yelling. Oh, it's good. It's so good.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and I know it confuses people, but yes, podcasts are now video format as well. You can watch us on Twitch /@TomandDanLive. Same on YouTube. Everything @TomandDanLive.
If you are a BDM, we are doing a BDM only appreciation event. And that's April 19th on Saturday, April 19th, from basically 6 to 10. We've got a DJ. We've got a magician /
I'm going to call it an erotic magician.
It is erotic.
It's a magical erotic whip show.
Jennifer April Troy. I just had a meeting with her yesterday. She went. She actually was.
Let's just say she's been taking some things away from her act. And I'm not talking about anything other than clothing.
By the way, she asked me, she's like...
Am I allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, you're allowed.
Okay.
She's like, do you think it'll be okay if I did this? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost...
Yeah.
I was like, it seems creepy for me to say it so fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're going to like it.
Yeah, Vince Taylor is on the line. Vince, I want to include you in this real quick while we're plugging things. Back in the day...
I heard y'all talk about BDMs. Is a BBC cool to bring? A big black comedian?
Yeah. You want to come out?
Oh, we would love to have you there.
Man, I'm just, I'm saying, trying to get in where I fit in, so to speak.
Back in the day, Tom, because Tom does all of our events, and I'm going to give you a compliment, he does a damn fine job. But one of the things he's always done is when we ever have female talent, he's always been in charge of picking the outfit for the girls that we have.
No,
am I lying?
No, they just asked me because they're professional models.
This dude has picked up more bikinis than my wife has. Like, he is literally... Am I lying? Am I lying?
I just say whatever you feel comfortable wearing.
Which is the correct answer.
How does Mrs. Drunky the Bear feel about
don't talk about it. Are you crazy? Don't even talk about it, man.
All right, yeah, because let me quick story. When I was with Wild 'N Out on tour, one of my jobs was to help pick the Wild 'N Out girls. And I was so excited about that. I was like, what? I get to be included. I get a check. I get to do something. I told the wife, she was like, you get to do what? And you're supposed to do what? Where? With
Not anymore.
Okay, when are we going to pick these girls? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, So yeah, sometimes, moving ahead can cause setbacks within the household.
Yeah.
Don't wives. This is just the entertainment business.
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
P.T. Barnum. It's a show business, baby.
I mean, bikinis are just clothes. That's all.
Exactly.
It is, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just small clothing.
They wear them at Typhoon Lagoon.
Yes, they do. They certainly do.
And Wet and Wild back then. You know what I'm saying?
And Blizzard Beach. They're all around it.
Hey, I'm saying family friendly.
Yeah, surrounded by. You go to Brazil and some beaches are fully topless, and you'll see families enjoying. You'll see a beautiful Brazilian family enjoying a picnic completely topless.
I've witnessed.
Let's jump into some blurred news.
Let's
jump into news. Let's see what Vince Taylor's been up to. We made it weird.
No, hold on. Back to our BDM only
I wouldn't
event.
have it any other way.
BDM only event, April 19th. Then after the Whip Show, we've got Silver Linings Band, live music. It's going to be really good. So I would come. Lots of other stuff. Lots of giveaways. Anyway,
I would say it's going to be unlike any event we've ever seen.
So Vince, I was going to I've been reaching out to people. I invited Jim Colbert.
Oh, nice.
What's
he going to do? Stand in the corner and look bored? Great. Oh, great. You invited an old man. man. Just what everybody needs. Every cool party, you have to invite your grandpa to come and stand in the corner and judge us with his conservative eyeball.
Jim's got good quality.
But he was at the last year's one, and everybody likes
judging me the whole time. He's standing back there. He wears these shirts that Cam wears from Modern Family. He wears those gay shirts that Cam from Modern Family wears.
The inside are different color than the outside.
You think you're better than me because your cuffs are pink? Get the hell out of here, pink cuffs.
But he does it so well.
I feel uncomfortable sometimes inviting,
people of color to our event.
No,
that's why I'm here.
No, not that.
He feels uncomfortable.
No, not that. Inviting local celebrities and comments
because there's an obligation. I agree with you. I don't like asking
because
anybody.
It's kind of like work.
I don't want to ask Vince to do anything other than anything we pay him to do because that's not fair.
Yeah.
He's got a family. He's got double careers. He's working. Sometimes he's out to sea. Sometimes he's here. You know what I mean. I'm not doing.
Well, it's just in the industry, and I know where it's not like this.
Limited time, right?
Well, it's just when if someone's like, "Hey, will you come out to this event?" And then I agree to, me personally, Tom Van. They're like, I get a call or text like, "Hey, come out to."
Nobody does this.
Like if Jim Colbert said, "Hey, can you come out to my dog washing party or whatever?"
That sounded like you're making fun of it. Hold on a second. That's the unintentional dickhead. That's it.
No, I'm just saying.
No. You just did the unintentional dickhead where you were doing a fake event of Jim Colbert event, and you were doing a dog washing event. And you go, well, he calls me to do his dog walking event or some crap.
I just want Jim to know if you're going to make a diss rap about Tommy after this segment, don't include me in it. Just
I'm not hitching you to this at all, Vince. You're off, man. You're good. You're safe.
He's my friend, so I'm like, okay,
Really?
I'll go out to the event. But then he starts promoting, like, hey, Tom Van's going to be out there. And I'm like, whoa, are you just trying to get me to draw
Wait a minute.
people?
We do this.
I'm just crazy.
We do all of this. We'll say, hey, Vince Taylor's going to be out there. It'll be your only time to be able to meet him.
Yeah.
And then
I'll be
people,
out there
people will come up to us, Vince, and they'll be like, well, where's Vince Taylor? And we'll be like, I don't know, that guy. If he didn't come, he's stabbing you in the back.
But then I say, don't worry, we got tabs on us. And then it's like, all right, a couple drinks.
But then the tab's not on us.
You owe me $500 for an appearance fee. Anyway, sorry, Vince. You're invited out to our party.
If this is your way of inviting me out to 419, then consider me delightfully declining the invitation.
Okay, excellent.
And I got other things to do.
I knew that the weird, long invite would scare you off.
We can negotiate a payment.
Yeah, pay this man. Put some coin in this man's hand.
But then if it is a payment, I'm like, better get up there and do 5 minutes.
I'll give him 5 minutes of blank stare. I'll get the best blank stare. Hey, y'all, my name is Vince.
The only one that gets paid to stand around is me and Daniel.
Hey,
and he'll be sitting.
Before comedy struck, the clothing optional performances was something I considered as well. So this might be a resurgence of career options.
But you can. I cannot. I can't do that.
I'll pay you good money to do a nude stand-up set.
I'm sure all the women would love. How tall are you? 6'4"? They love when 6'4" Vince walks out there and he lays the hammer down. I know everybody would enjoy that, including you want a whip show? Vince is bringing his own whip.
Yeah, you ever seen a helicopter? Hey, so what are we talking? Good money, talk to me. Describe good money.
I don't know. It depends on if you're going full Django. If you're going full Django, we got a whole wallet.
Can we hoist you upside down full Django?
I swear to God, I got 500 on that because I know that'll pack the video.
Oh nah, I need a mortgage payment if I'm going full money.
And I'm gonna dress like fat Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, it depends on when you got your mortgage. Because if you got it a couple of years ago, no dice.
Not good.
But there's a certain sweet spot where we're talking $1,200. Anyway, all right, let's get into it, Vince. First, let's talk baseball because I know you're a huge baseball fan.
Yeah, happy opening day. A little bit late, but we're chugging right along. My Braves terrible. How are your how St. Louis doing?
We doing all right. The kid's going to be okay.
Yeah.
All right. We started off 3-0. just like the Dodgers did.
Yep.
So that was a good sign. And then the Angels slapped this back into reality. But
and the Angels are terrible, but they have probably my favorite manager.
Ron
Washington is my personal favorite coach. He came from the Braves to the Angels, and when we lost him, he is legitimately one of those people that I was like, well, that's not going to make the games more fun to watch, because he was the guy, like, when you were watching the Braves, Ron Washington would be like, he's very animated, and he would help the players on the bases, and you could just kind of read, like, his, I don't know. When we lost him, I was bummed. But I'm glad for his career, but the Angels are stinko. Oh, they're stinko.
Yeah. Yeah, they were last year. They only won they lost 99 games, just short of 100. But this year looks like they're going to do a little better because Mike Trout is back. And yes, you're right. Wash is a fascinating dude to watch in the dugout. He always chewing something, but never chewing nothing. Right. You one of those people who ain't got nothing in their mouth, but they chewing. Like, I bet you if they let you smoke cigarettes in the dugout, Ron Washington to be the dude who had the cigarette hanging out his lip like this. Hey, man, I need you to go ahead and give me a hit and run next time. Yeah, that's what I see Ron Washington as. But yeah, they let us. They gave us 2 losses, but last night we did have another win. Ivan Herrera hit 3 home runs in one game, which reminded me of when Fernando Tatis's dad, Fernando Tatis Sr., hit 2 grand slams in one inning back in the 90s. Jesus. So this is very happy. And I know I'm the nerd guy, so it's weird for me to talk sports, but I don't consider baseball like a sport for me. It's weird. Like it's like I grew up watching baseball, so it's like when I think about football, basketball, I know this Final Four time. Baseball for me is not like a sport. It's kind of like it's a culture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm growing up in St. Louis. It was like an obligation. It's like a rite of passage. You know what I'm saying?
There's some cities like
it's
that.
It's weird talking about it when I know I love Marvel and Star Wars, but I mean, look, there's anime out about Shohei Ohtani right now, so the worlds collide. You know, Devin Williams throws an airbender. You know what I'm saying? Carlos Estevez does a Kamehameha at the end of his pitch when he closes out a game. Like Jazz Chisholm's favorite show is One Piece. You know, there's nerds in baseball. Like it's so it works for me.
The generations are blending, right? You got these guys that are coming up in like Latin America and the Caribbean that hang on to every single piece of, the West, or in this case, the East anime. They're pulling these things in, and they're influenced by it. So you are seeing it represented in baseball. Another thing that I've said before plenty of times, you worked with him. I work with him now. I know it's not your game, but if I had a job to pick for you, knowing analytics and the way that you like gambling and doing things, baseball manager. You would be an excellent...
Me?
No, Tom. My Tom,
I was about to say.
My Tom would be fantastic.
Whoa, well, we can start minor league softball. I play softball
baseball manager.
In Winter Park on
You would
Mondays.
overthink everything. You'd overthink all your positions. You'd overthink your batting lineup. You'd always be massaging it. You'd always be making it better. And that's how you do good. Is you're constantly massaging it. You're constantly looking at that guy's he's a little dinged up. Let's rest that guy. Pull him in. Let's trade for that guy. Let's find the edge. Oh, this guy's good. He'll fit in with our play style, but he's a sleeper player. You trade for that. Like, I think you'd be excellent baseball manager.
But let me give you some advice before you even speak, Tom. Right. Since you are good and evidently like to gamble, the best thing to do as a manager is to gamble on your own sport. That's the first thing that I would do.
He would do that. Yeah.
Gamble on your own team. Specifically, worked out well for Pete Rose. I would certainly start by gambling on your own games.
Yeah, but Pete Rose is an idiot. He bet on himself. I'll bet against myself. Easier to win. You see what I'm saying? Because I could for sure lose. Hard to win.
Write that down. That's really good.
Write that down. Well, if you've been watching, there's like baseball. There's a team in Savannah. It's a minor league team called the Savannah Bananas.
Oh yeah, and we've been to their
these
games.
Dudes. They're doing like Harlem Globetrotter type baseball. Their games are sold out, even though it's a minor league stadium. So we're talking thousands, not tens of thousands, sold out. And they up there in the mound twerking, doing backflips, doing behind the back passes to first base and all of this crazy stuff. Even the umpires are twerking. Like, you don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Tom is right up your alley. So that might be a place to start before we actually send Tom to maybe the Tampa Bay Rays.
We have the professor from Savannah Bananas come in here, young awesome. Professor, and and they're going to start doing Major League Baseball stadiums. I know they already have.
Well, they added teams. Yeah. Like now they're. I mean, Vince, they're not. They're kind of hedging their bets. They're adding extra teams and they're growing. They just sold out Raymond James.
So real quick, Vince, I got a question for you and Daniel because you know baseball. So
well, Vince knows baseball. I enjoy baseball.
Recently, Crystal brought this up and it got in her algorithm. She's like, "Did you see the story of the Major League Baseball player, his last at bat?" and he didn't know this, but they brought his kids into the announcer booth, and his kids announced him for his last bat of his career, right? And and then he got up at bat and he hit a home run.
Is it Stephen Voigt?
Yeah, Stephen Voigt from the Oakland A's.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
Oh, it was a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, this is from 2020.
It's social media. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cleveland Guardians. So that's not fresh news, but
we don't like fresh news. We like really old marinated news.
But my question has nothing to really do with the actual story. My question is because when I hear this story or when I heard this, I thought about it and I was like, what's the chances he hits a home run? And I'm like, did the pitcher pitch him an easy one? And because baseball games, there's so many of them that it feels
they matter less. They do matter less.
That for someone's career, for a special moment, that there may be some sort of agreement of like, we're going to pitch this guy an easy one. He hits home run. It'll be good story for advertising. It doesn't like. It would never happen in NFL because there's so little games that no one's ever going.
Hold on, they let people. They go like, make sure you get it to Mike Evans so he breaks the record.
Mike Evans for that.
That's the
money.
same crap.
Yeah, but the defender's not letting him catch it so he breaks the record.
But they are what happened. But they are breaking their whether it's the best play at the time. They don't care. They're like, we'll get it to you.
That's true, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but is
similar, I would say.
But if the pitcher pitches them an easy one, that's literally the other team helping or making it a percentage higher.
Would you do it? I think you would do it.
Well,
all right, it's me and Maisie's. Maisie's calling my last bat. I'm up there. You're the pitcher. You throw me a can of corn so I can just bang it on out of here, or do you really try to get me out in front of my daughter?
In a professional game, it's always trying your hardest.
Yeah, but I did ask you that. I asked if you.
No, I wouldn't know.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. That's a good friend. He would let me.
Because I'm never gonna be.
I would throw you a softball too.
Unless it's accepted within the baseball culture, and that's my question, Vince. Is this a thing that happens within baseball because they can afford to give up a home run because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter?
Well, first of all, I get this sneaky suspicion that this bit is a bust when you realize that it was 2 years old. But we're going to go ahead and make this.
Yeah,
we're going to go ahead and make this work anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, wait a minute, that's not news.
No, we're going.
Anyway, let's salvage this. And the fact of the matter is, Tom, that does happen in the majors.
Okay.
We were talking beforehand, and I think I mentioned before. There's a player right now in the major leagues called Shohei Ohtani, who is arguably the best baseball player. Some may say of all time.
Yeah.
Like the dude hit 51 home runs last year, 59 stolen bases. He started this thing called the 50-50 Club. Nobody's done it in Major League ever before. Hit 50 home runs and stole 50 bases. He was one stolen base away from 60, which made him a 50-60 stuff. Why am I bringing this up?
The stolen base thing is crazy because he's huge. I don't get it.
He's like 6'4".
Yeah, it's usually little guys. The stolen bases are usually me. You know, it's not like the big giant, and he steals them all.
He takes them all, and he won a walk-off last night, as we were talking about with Dan. But let me just bring this up real quick. Last year, he was. Before the 50-50 thing was even in the picture, he was trying to get the 40-40. And the 40-40 game where he was hoping to hit his 40th home run happened at Lone Depot Park in Miami. And the home run that he hit for 40 home runs was hit off of a position player named Vidal Brujan, who plays outfield. But because it was so ceremonious, because it was such a big deal, because he had already hit a home run that game, and I was 6 for 6 this game, they just floated the ball and let him hit it out. Now, some people say that puts an asterisk on his 40-40, but he went on to hit another 11 for the rest of the year, so it doesn't really matter. So this does happen from time to time. And unfortunately, it does, I believe, sometimes put a little asterisk on some of those accomplishments. But as far as it goes for your boy, Stephen Vogt, who now is the manager of the Cleveland Guardians, and they did get to the playoffs last year, even though Emmanuel Clase got smacked by Aaron Judge in the playoffs. I think that it does work when the moment is right. So kudos to, his daughter and all that, even though it was a couple years ago.
You're big on this, Tom. Can't you put this in the folder of spirit of the game?
Yeah, it's
because look, we know this game is already decided. It's already
good marketing,
spirit of the game. Let's have fun with baseball and
and that's fine. I
wish the NFL would do that. I hate it when they
can't because all the games matter too much. There's so many games of baseball it dilutes the value.
I mean, when they score a touchdown, you'll see some guy do one gesture, and then you're like, "What just happened?" And then there's something happening, or there's something bad. It's just ease up just a touch, just keep the rules in place. Just have some.
Well, are you like Tom? You don't think that there are instances in which Dan just sits back and lets you shine?
No, I never. I'll never do that. Are you crazy? I should hang up on you right now.
Yeah. Our main goal is to sabotage one another,
and that's why it works. And that's why it works. That's why it keeps it going. There's never we never lack a thirst of attacking each other.
So Vince, let's get to some nerd news,
please.
Because I want to ask you about Thunderbolts because I never even heard about this.
Is that
before.
got a big fat Stranger Things guy, and he's a Russian.
Yeah. The Red Guardian.
Yeah. The guy.
He was. I think. Oh man, it starts with an H. I can't remember his name, but he was the cop in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The Red Guardian. He was in Black Widow.
He cheated on his wife, or cheated on Lily Allen on that high-end call girl website. You see that?
In real life.
Yeah. She went on there. Lily Allen went on there as a girl. And snooped and found that he's on there. Oh, he's just going crazy. He's just running ruckshot on there, dude. He's going crazy. And she's like, "Oh my God, that's Lily Allen." I bet Lily Allen is a mean old bitch. She'll key your Tesla. I'll tell you that.
And let that be a public service announcement for public figures. Like, if you like that hot Instagram model's photo, we all see it. And if we see you liked multiple, you're perving a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah.
We probably don't want to put that on blast. So let's like without the button.
Yeah. How is Thunderbolts? Does it hold up? Is it good? I thought the trailer looked pretty cool.
Well, we won't know yet. The thing that, just to kind of get a little into the weeds, the thing that we're a little concerned about is ensemble movies without the proper setup have not necessarily always been received well. Last time we saw this was with Eternals. Eternals came out, they didn't get set up. Like Avengers is a world building movie, so you don't just get an Avengers movie out the blue. You get an Avengers movie after Iron Man, after you get the a Captain America movie. Then they come together with Thunderbolts. Yeah, they introduced Red Guardian in the Black Widow movie, but he didn't really have a huge part. We are interested in Yelena, who is Black Widow's sister. She's extremely talented. I mean, we like her. And we did get Taskmaster also in one of those movies. But this team, I don't know, man. It's just like throwing a bunch of folks in a movie at once. You try to do too much in a small period of time. And in the realm of streaming, where we got Disney and we got Hulu, where you can flesh characters out like they're doing with Daredevil, Born Again, which is out right now. Like, it's hard to really sit and watch a 2-hour movie where they're trying to give you 6 or 7 characters worth of content, and they end up missing the mark on all of them. So I'm hoping it does well. I read the Thunderbolt comics, so I'm looking forward to seeing if Baron Zemo comes into it. I'm looking forward to seeing if we do get more Red Hulk, because Red Hulk, General Ross is over the Thunderbolts until Bucky takes over. So I'm geeked about it, but at the same time, movie ensembles with multiple casts sometimes in the world of Marvel get bad receptions when they're not set up properly. So
gotcha.
I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm trying to get us to get an opening screening for that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
So let's talk Mortal Kombat, because we all grew up with Mortal Kombat.
I still listen to the song at least once a week. The
Mortal Kombat. Boy, straight for EDC, man.
Right?
Make sure you check those pills.
Do you remember that? That's a good song, dude.
Finish him.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom. He participated.
So
only because you're here, Vince.
So they want to do another Mortal Kombat movie. The first one, I vaguely remember, but it didn't really move the needle at all. Yeah, it was kind of like a nothing, right?
Yeah, it's weird because we remember the soundtrack, right? We remember the but we don't remember the plot. We remember Liu Kang had long, luscious hair. We remember Sonya Blade doing an upside down thing where the bra was struggling to stay together. I was told that. I didn't notice that at first, so don't call me dirty. And so there's a lot. But Mortal Kombat has come a long way. They did have those original series where we got Christopher Lambert, who was known for Highlander, as Raiden, but then they tried to reboot it in the second one back before 2000. Now they have another series, which I loved the first one. I won't say I loved it, but I like that they're trying to make it real. They made Scorpion. Man, I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, but old boy from Shogun was Scorpion, Kuai Liang, and that he's a really good actor, and so that definitely ups the ante. But now they got Carl Urban, who we know from The Boys, who's Butcher, all right?
Okay.
Who we know from Chronicles of Riddick, who we know from Lord of the Rings. He's playing Johnny Cage this time around. So we're hoping that this brings a little bit more a spunk, let's say, to the theatrical version. But I'm on record, and I posted this on our New Blurred Order Instagram page. There's a reel that just was dropped this morning that basically talks about how I think that Mortal Kombat would be better served with the series. I think 10 episodes, give us more Raiden, give us more Johnny Cage, give me more Liu Kang, give me more Cyrax. Shoot, let me see some more Jackson, Sonya Blade. I don't care. Give me Sub-Zero, but let's have more fleshed out time instead of just trying to squeeze all of this stuff in a tournament that's over within 2.5 hours.
You are nailing it. Man, I'm so glad to hear you say this, because what I was always fascinated with as a kid, and you tell me if this resonates with you, when you would be playing Mortal Kombat and on the screen, occasionally it would flip to a scene that would describe what the character was doing, right? Or their backstory.
Right.
This was probably my first introduction as a young man to, quote, backstory, or let's flesh out a character development, Dan, as a young writer or whatever, right? I would love to see small episodes, 45 minutes, of each person that's at the tournament. Make the tournament the destination. I love the journey to the tournament. Some people are coming from South America. Some people are coming from Peru. Like, some people are coming from Africa. Some people are coming from Europe. Yeah, some people are aliens. Some people are dead. Give me all the little stories of them, and then connect them at the end and tell a big battle at the end or something. I would love a good, detailed Mortal Kombat backstory.
Perfect example. Listen to this. Just listen to one of these backstories. Baraka, do you know Baraka, the dude with the funny teeth? His teeth, they look like
Street Fighter dude.
Nails.
Yeah.
And he's got like Wolverine type like claws that come out of his arm.
No, the guy that looks like a vampire.
Yeah, his whole face is really messed up. His teeth go like this, you know what I'm saying? And so this dude was a human. He was fine before. He has this disease called Tarkat. There's a whole village of folks that are impacted by this disease, Tarkat, and that's what makes him. And he eats people and drinks blood. That's what happens with him. Wow. So one of the queens, like Queen Sheba, and her sister and her kids, Melina and Katana. Melina gets infected by the disease, so she gets Tarkat. That's why at the end of the games, when Melina does her fatality, she reveals on her face that she's just like Baraka. They haven't gone into the theatrical versions. They
hold on a second. That's why she takes her mask off. I didn't even. You just that's a spoiler alert. I didn't even know that.
Right? Yeah, she takes off the mask and she's.
And all she's the same.
Don't take this the wrong way, but she sucks you in and she spits you out.
And she's like just like him. Okay.
And spits out the bones. All right. And so I would like to see some of that. Raiden is a thunder god, but they made him into Liu Kang. The fact that Jax gets his arms ripped off in the first one and doesn't even make any noise when it happens. Like, could you imagine I ripped off your arms? You're like, oh, did you just rip off my arms? I didn't like that. But let's go more into it. I just think that they, by trying to make it a movie, are taking away the opportunity to make folks really more invested into each individual character that you see on that character block screen whenever you go to play player one versus player two. So, mistake, happy to see it, but let's do a little more.
There's more story there, and I feel like now maybe because of TikTok, Instagram, Reels, attention spans, we don't get the stories. Yeah. Maybe everybody kind of feels like, well, we got to give them something fast and a lot. Give them a full story in an hour and 20 minutes.
So what about Goro? Because everybody else,
First of all, he's bisexual. Or he's bi-curious. He's bi-curious.
Yeah, but he's got 4 arms. So is this a alien? Is this some sort of experiment where they sewed 2 extra arms?
I don't think he's an alien. I think if I had to guess, I would imagine that he is an ancient god being.
Okay.
Right. So you're thinking he's from like the island of Dr. Maru type thing, like one of the like human centipede, he's parts of others.
Yeah.
But he's from a place called Outworld, right, where a lot of these folks are from. Like Outworld is basically not, you could call them aliens, but it's like another realm. You know, it's like another, like you go through a portal and it's just another realm. So we don't even know if it's in the same universe. So yeah, there's folks like him, Goro. There's Motaro, who's basically like a centaur. You know, he's half man, half goat.
I like a girl Goro.
Yeah, well, they had that. There's a girl version of Goro.
There's a girl Goro? Oh, and you know what? You know what? Downstairs, she got 4 vaginas.
Yeah. That's horrible.
How do you... hold on. I
wonder if that's the only thing he's got 4, yeah.
I'm sorry, we got to go because it's the first time I have to hug Tom because he said that's horror, and that's the funniest thing I've ever heard, and I got to hug him now. That's what we do.
That's cool. But yeah, that's what's going on in that world, man. Did y'all play Mortal Kombat growing up?
Yeah.
Were you good?
I used to have to drive up to the 7-Eleven on, God, that would have been, I don't know what road that is in DeLand. It was the main stretch. That 7-Eleven is now the Porky's Barbecue in DeLand that wasn't associated with the other Porky's. On Woodland. Yeah, thank you. On Woodland. Yeah.
I'd go to the 7-Eleven on Sunset and Galloway in Miami.
That does sound cooler.
With Porno Joe. And
Porno Joe?
Yeah.
Well, he was my elementary school friend growing up.
Used to sell him pictures of boobs and stuff.
Yeah. Just saw him last weekend. He's still the same.
Always has a picture of a naked woman in his pocket.
So this is... Well, real quick, my problem with Mortal Kombat when I was a kid is I was too lazy to look up the finishing combination.
So you just let them wiggle and fall. And then they just fall over and you're like, good enough.
But just like today, like, okay, this is how young Tom Van thought. I would never get myself a Game Genie magazine or whatever to look up the actual finishing moves to memorize the combination. But every time I won and it would say finish him and the guy was waving around, I would think, I'm just going to randomly guess the finishing move. And then I would just go crazy with it and just my character would just be bouncing up and down doing whatever. And then the other guy would just fall down. I would never hit him. And then I'd just do the same thing every time. I would never actually look it up so I could actually do the finishing combination. And then I'd see other kids do it. I'm like, wow, how'd you do that? And they're like, it's up, down, A, B, and then
swoop
I'm like,
to the right.
And then I think, I got to remember that.
Tom's going to make a great baseball manager. But let's just push some buttons and hope that we score some runs. Like, nah, man. Of course, you got to get the Game Pro, the Nintendo Power. You got to go print. I printed out. I typed up and printed out all of the fatalities. I was an addict. Like, I was a 14-year-old Mortal Kombat addict. I rode my bicycle from Lake Mary Longwood area all the way to 436 where there was a Service merchandise and there was a fun machine next to that Service merchandise. I would save up all of my quarters. I remember spending $40, which was a lot of money to somebody that was my age back then.
That's a ton.
$40 in quarters in one day. Sitting there trying to learn how to do Scorpion and Reptile's finishing moves at the fun machine. We would put our quarters up on the machine. We would go next. And that was what my life was based on. Marvel superheroes, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I was always in these tournaments. And that was basically my adolescence. And those are the things I did that I didn't tell my football team because I wanted them to think I was cool.
Exactly. What was the guy you played with the most? You guys?
I personally still use Scorpion, but back then I used Raiden a lot as well.
Scorpion was my guy. I don't know why I gravitated to Scorpion throwing that rope, with the spike in it. Yeah, and that was the one. And what I did, and this is kind of lame, but going along with what you're saying, I wanted to know some of the stuff. So I just memorized. The only one I learned was Scorpion. That's the only one I knew. So I just learned one, and then I was like, well, at least I know one, and I know all of his moves. Like, I know how to throw the spear, and then at the end, I know how to do the fatality. So at least I'm not a chump.
Does it make me weird that I still remember all of those words?
No.
Like I remember back, forward, low punch, hold block, up, high punch for the fatality.
I think that's cool that you know that.
I think that makes me very weird. I'm so freaking weird, man.
Well, everything is so also though, there's a weird thing. Like when you're describing this game, it takes me back to my Sega Genesis days.
Oh, yes.
When I'd be playing it on my Sega Genesis, and there were different codes you could put in to get different things or to unlock different things, but there was no internet. So it really did feel like you were discovering like a true like a real treasure. You know, like if your friend came over and said like, hey, my cousin in Wisconsin, he's had this game longer because his dad owns a Babbage's. I'm like, what? And he'd be like, he gave me the code. He called me last night and I wrote down the code for Raiden and it's BBA and then up. And then we try it and it would do it. We would start flipping around. Like we'd fall off the bed. We'd scream. My mom comes. She opens the door. Say, everything okay? We like, Mom. The cousin's dad owns a Babbage's. They've had the game for weeks. They got the code for Scorpion to do the fatality. Okay. She shut the door. We're losing our minds. And now you can figure out anything. If I have a problem with a game, I can go to the internet and be like, I can just type in cave. I can type in video game avowed cave lost, and it'll be like, oh, turn to the right. There's the treasure box.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Stupid.
It made information more valuable.
It did.
Because
True.
When you found it, information is not valuable at all anymore. It is in the palm of our hand. Any question can be answered about anything. You know how insane that sounds to someone in the 1990s? We were like, hey, at one time you would carry around a little handheld device that could answer any question in the world, anything you could possibly think of. You're like, impossible. That's sci-fi, fiction.
But I don't look it up. Yeah. So now am I a real old timer, Vince? Because I just beat the game Avowed. You know, I'll throw it in there. That's nerd. And I just started playing Assassin's Creed because I'm dealing with this hip replacement. So I got a lot of sitting time, right? But I won't look it up. I won't.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll get to a point and like I was doing this one thing and I couldn't beat this guy and he kept sending waves of skeletons at me and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to figure this out. And I resist. I have to resist the urge to go type in the level where I'm at because it will literally load a map of how to do it. Like here's exactly how to do it. Here's the weapon you need. Here's the path to do it. Here's the way to cheat to do it. If you want to be a low level character and just shoot arrows at them, here's how to do it. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, they literally give you the blueprint. Like back when we used to go play Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Virtual Fighter, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Killer Instinct. Like if you had that book, you walked in with that book, they knew you wasn't to mess with. You know what I'm saying? But now you got the YouTubes, right? So you can go on Twitch and watch a walkthrough. And I flat out refuse, bro. Yeah. I refuse. Like it takes away your talent level. If you are using Cliff Notes to beat God of War, are you really the God of War? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you touched on something.
You need help.
You got the chat room. You got a lot of people in our chat room. You got them when you started talking about hand copying codes from magazines at the library or printing them out at the library.
Bro, like that's what we used to do. I was the one too. I had the subscription to Game Pro because I needed to know down, forward, low kick was going to give me that finishing move. I needed that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to lie. Look, every time God of War comes out, which they are about to drop another God of War, and there's coming out with the live action series, which I'm really curious who they're going to hire to actually play Kratos.
Yeah.
But whenever I play God of War, I get stuck. It'll be a Valkyrie, it'll be something. I always get stuck on something stupid. Oh, I have to move the ice over here, then run over here, then hit with a chain. And when it happens, I'll be like, all right, you know what? I'm done. I'm not playing. I can't go to YouTube because I feel like such a pussy for going to YouTube and trying to look up how to do this when I bought this with my own money. I'm a grown man, bro. I don't need nobody to tell me how to freaking beat this. You know what I'm saying? So it messes me up. I'm also playing Monkey. What's this one? Dark Monkey something. I played something. I don't use walkthroughs. So big up to you, Dan, because it shows that you a real man.
Well, I mean, I want to get my $80 out, right? It's $80. If I start looking it up, I'm gonna finish this thing in a Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you what the Van family has done with Luigi's Mansion.
I knew you were looking up something.
My son's like, this is too hard to get this. So then I went on the internet and I walked on like go to library number 2, grab the book, vacuum 2 ghosts. So I walked them everything, went line to line, and then walked.
Stop. Move to the door. Open it. Press A. Press B 3 times.
And then we spent one afternoon beating Luigi Mansion just by me telling them every single step.
Executing tasks. It's not fun at all when you're just executing tasks.
Yo, Tommy, at least tell me you used to do the jump for the duck on Mario Brothers, like to get the 100 extra men, like before you jump on the flag. Come on, at least you had that, right? You know. Okay.
I'll tell you what. In Megatron, original Nintendo, we realized that if the second controller is plugged in and just holds
Mega Man, you mentioned.
Or Mega Man, sorry, Mega Man, and holds B and down, that it causes some sort of glitch in the game. You cannot die. So even if you fall down, like a shaft, then the music will stop, but you could jump out and then finish the level and never die. And then me and Porno Joe beat the game. That way it was just like, and that was, we just figured it out. One day, we just were like, one person was holding a controller. We're like, wait a minute, I didn't die. Like, no one told. There was no internet. There's no magazine.
I have a great one to end on with that. It came up on my algorithm last week, and Vince, you may already know this. I did not know this, and I felt really stupid. Somebody put up a meme, and it had the instructions for duck hunt, and it showed you that you're shooting at the duck, right, in duck hunt. The other controller that's plugged in actually controlled the duck.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. Nobody told me that it controlled the duck. I figured you'd know that because you're a blurred. I figured, man, you've done your thank you for your service. I know you know this. Me, I'm like, wait a minute, it controlled the duck? And then there were people that were, just like you're saying, that were like, yeah, I figured that out. And I would play with my sister. To this day, she doesn't know that I was doing it. Like, people would
Okay, listen, real quick, Vince. Do you know anything about the Switch 2 that's coming out?
Oh, yeah.
Not enough. I don't know enough, so I don't want to.
I know it's going to be expensive. I know that they dropped yesterday. It's like $500, and then you had to put in your email yesterday, and then I guess on May 9th or so, they're supposed to give you the ability to purchase it, and then I believe it's released June 6th.
Because we are a Mario Kart family. I've been playing Mario Kart with my boys for a while now, and for a while I was beating them every time. Now Max got really good at it. But anyway, so
it's inevitable.
The new Mario Kart, I was like, are they going to be offering it to the old Switch?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like they will, just because they want the downloads, because so many people have the old Switch, like limiting it to only new Switch. Although it does get people to buy the new hardware.
Let me ask real quick and see.
It seems like it would be downloadable.
Unfortunately, it does say, no, it's exclusive for Nintendo Switch 2. You were right about that.
Okay.
You used this morning, he was talking about it, and you were using you're a little more business savvy, and you were using your business brain, and you're like, yeah, they'll make it exclusive to the new one. Of course they will.
But they'll probably release it down the line, maybe for like a dulled version for the first Switch.
I don't know.
There's so many people have the first Switch. It's like, it's like huge market for a new add-on if you bought it on like Nintendo Store or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Them old Switches about to be used as roll-up trays though for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them out there too, because like they released the Switch. Then they released like one different version of it. Then they released the OLED one.
I always do that.
That's the one we gave away for medium appreciation.
Cool. Real quick though, Tommy, who's your go-to on Mario Kart?
Ooh, that's a great question, Vince.
Mr. Wiggles.
Oh, it's too big. It's too big.
And it's just for the bully. It was to bully my sons, because when Mr. Wiggles beats you.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
That's true. That's like having Ned Flanders F your wife.
And then I'd scream, the Wigglers coming to get you.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then,
the Wiggler. Yeah. Who do your kids use? Are they fast? Are they Peach? Toad-esque? Or are they like the Bowsers and the
Maisie my daughter likes Rosalia. Is that her name?
Okay, the peach fruit.
Yeah, the blue princess.
Max would usually choose like the Silver Mario.
I'm Silver Mario.
Yeah, because he likes how the way they look.
Yeah, I'm Silver Mario.
Or then the Wii character where you get to make a Wii character.
Make your own character? Yeah.
I wonder if that's an emotional person.
I'm a big Toad fan. Sometimes
I'm Toad.
Knocked around a lot, but I can't be. I'm so fast. That pew, I hit it right at as soon as that's that first light, boom, then hold the button, boom, then you get that pew. You get that.
Oh yeah, the boost.
Yeah.
I use Toad in Mario Golf, and and I'll just say I'm straight deadly. I'm deadly.
I'm glad you used Toad because
I know what I am. Yeah.
I like my characters to be psychedelics.
I was using a me. I was using a me, but then Toad looks more like me, so I just used that.
Fresh, clean shaven you.
Yeah.
Vince, we'll end with this. I'm curious. Young Vince Taylor, let's say you're playing a game you get to pick your character. Would you, like, let's say you're playing with a white nerd, and then would you did you gravitate towards the black character just because you're like,
question.
I should pick the black character?
That's a very good question. So to bring it back full circle, there was some inherent pressure. I don't want to say pressure, but desire to learn all of Jax's moves, right? Or DJ in Street Fighter's moves, right? Or maybe before DJ came along, we claimed Saget. It was like, well, he's brown, you know what I'm saying?
He's ours.
I don't know exactly where he's from, but probably somewhere in North Africa. So we claiming this dude, right?
It does sound like an African name. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saget X. Yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. So but I wasn't doing it like a Larry Bird, Michael Jordan type. You know, it wasn't like, all right, well, you know, you're going to pick Johnny Cage. Well, I got to get Jax because Black Lives Matter type thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. You know,
Vince,
it was just like,
there's a big story as of today, and I forgot to even mention this to Tom or put it on the list to mention to you, but it's a great tie-in. As of like last week, they made massive inroads using AI and new algorithms for black characters in games' hair. It's the hardest thing to animate. They can't do it. And it always, okay, I'm going to tell you something and you're going to see what I mean if you're a gamer. The hair for black people in all games, and it's lame, is braids, swoop to the side. Every game, braids, swoop to the side. You want to be a black guy? You got long braids, swoop to the side. You want to be a black girl? Braids, swoop to the side. They give you no other haircuts. None.
Yeah.
And now they have an algorithm where they can make real, like kinky curly, they can make the real spiral, and it can spiral like real black people's hair.
Yeah, they call it 4C hair.
Yeah, 4C. Are you read? Did you read it?
Nah, I read some of the article, but there was a stint before we go where they were, since Michael B. Jordan came out in Black Panther with the Killmonger haircut that was like this, where had his hairline flowing like this. Like they was doing this with a lot of black dudes. Like they was giving them all of a sudden. We saw Miles Morales in Spider-Man 2 popped up with the Killmonger. You know what I'm saying? We see folks in like Final Fantasy with the Killmonger. And it was like, okay, guys, he's not Justin Bieber. He's Killmonger. You know, like give him more afro. But now, yes, they finally discovered that all of that hair, each one of those little bits of hair, they all little curls instead of like being straight. So they finally figured out it only took artificial intelligence to give them the capability.
Yeah, it's honestly never been done before, and they had to use AI to do it. It's kind of funny. It is. It's sad.
It doesn't seem that hard, though, right?
It doesn't. You can make the water from Moana, but you can't make a black guy's afro. Are you serious? You can make the grandma in Moana turn into what'd she turn into? Like a manta ray and swoop into the stars. You can do that, but you can't make Vince Taylor's hair. I think you can.
We literally are sending people to the edge of space just as a tourist type of trip, but we can't figure out how to draw some curls on Natalie Jackson's head.
Yeah, like you can't give Will Smith, like in an animated video game, his real hair. Okay, that's fair. I accept it.
Daddy just has to look like Oshani with his hair.
Have you heard his record too? Have you heard his new album?
The Will Smith thing?
Yeah.
I've been involuntarily exposed to it on Instagram. Yeah, it's been showing up in my algorithm.
Any thoughts? Any initial thoughts?
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I mean, he's the straight.
I like the skit one he did where he's like pretending to be all the different people in the barbershop, like complaining about Will Smith. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I do think that he is also showing how much it impacted him, that slap. Because a lot of the rap he's talking about, that other thing, you know, like if you listen to his lyrics, he's often referencing what happened with Chris Rock. So I feel like this is him trying to resurge and put that behind him. He's clearly apologetic, but he don't want it to define him. But he's still got, I think, 6 more years before he can go back to the Grammys.
He got a while.
I think that slap cost him over $50 million. Like in movies and
way more than that.
Like it could
50 be doesn't even sound right to me.
It could be $100 million slap for his career, because Will Smith could have done 5 more blockbusters if he was.
Man, to me,
because he
at his time, was there anybody bigger? I don't think so.
And
we're talking Will Smith a couple years ago. We're not talking Will Smith, jazzy, Fresh Prince. I mean, he had just done like Emancipation, and a couple other things. So I mean, I don't know if he was necessarily going to take off if he didn't slap Chris Rock, but at the same time, I think it did more for Chris Rock I think it revived him a little bit. You know, he had that special that came out where he get to talk all about that, but. Nah, man, I like rapping Will Smith. I want to see Parents Just Don't Understand the remix. I want Go Ahead Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble with Jazzy Jeff. Bring back fun rap, fun hip hop. No twerk, no guns.
Yeah,
no, I'm killing this dude. Just, I'm a 45, 48, 50-year-old man who's trying to struggle keeping his weight, trying to maintain his relevancy. I got bills, I've got issues, I got high blood pressure, and I'm putting out a record.
I like that.
But he's too crazy, though.
Yeah.
And we all know he's like, oh, you're crazy. So,
Yeah,
Vince, are you going to be performing anywhere? And, of course, the new Blurred Order podcast. You can find it anywhere podcasts are heard.
Thanks, Tom. Well, yeah, I will be at the Orlando Funny Bone tonight. If you're, if this is aired, I don't know if we're live. I don't know what's going on. But if you're in April 3rd at 7 p.m., I'll be at the Orlando Funny Bone, formerly known as the Orlando Improv. And I'm there with some people y'all might know, like Miguel Colon.
Hey!
And also Catherine and some other folks that are on this show.
Nice.
I do have my podcast, of course, every Saturday, The New Blurred Order, but we have our YouTube channel, so check it out. We're posting clips and stuff. And I also started a recent little podcast called Batter Up. It's just me following the Cardinals, talking a little bit about baseball. I don't talk about it a lot, so I figured I'd, create myself a safe space.
I love that,
so
man.
that's the real Vince Taylor on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm right now averaging about 12 views a video. So
hey, that's all right, man. That's 12 more than we got. I'll tell you that. So hey, good luck with it.
But it's good doing something you like talking about. If
it's therapeutic.
If anything else other than just it gives you reps and it's enjoyable because you like it.
Yeah, just killing time before you die.
Talk about what you want to talk about is really helpful for mental
your brain,
health.
100%, man. Well, hey, love to you and yours. Stay safe, and thanks for doing this, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, Tom. We'll see you, head coach, manager.
Yeah, Manager Tom. We'll see you, buddy.
We'll take care, brother.
Later, man. Be good. That is Vince Taylor live from the Vince Taylor studio.
All right, we will see you on Monday.